Time for the big one. It is your Euro 2020 final, live from the home of football, Wembley. It's Italy against England. I'm now going to hand you over to your commentary team. I will see you at half-time. Mike, JB, take it away.
Thank you very much, Kieran. And of course, we'll be having the two national anthems for you shortly as well, to get the proper build-up for this massive game. Of course, England's last big trophy win, of course, was the 1966 final. The Italians were winners in 1968, I believe, in the or no, in fact it was 1980 something. I'll have to have a look in a moment because the two sides are coming out now, so it's kind of thrown me off track a bit, but I know it was some time. Anyway, I'll confirm that in a moment, as the two sides are just coming out right now. So we will be having the national anthems in a second for both nations. Of course, what I will say is England have only won 2 from the last 14 in all competitions against the Italians. That was in 1997 and in 2001. Both friendlies as well that England have won. And Italy have never lost to England in a major tournament. That includes 1980, 1990, 2014 and 2012, where the Italians were victorious on all of those occasions, with the 2012 one, of course, being after penalty shootout. Of course, this is the 10th major tournament for the Italians, with only the Germans appearing in more, which is 14. And of course, Mancini can become the only the second manager, I should say, to have won the English top flight and take charge at a Euro Championship, after Alf Ramsey, who did that before with Ipswich and England. As the two anthems are being said now. I should say, let me just bang on the Italian one for a moment. Was, of course, the two national anthems there, finishing off with the England anthem there, of course, God Save the Queen. Before that, we had the Italian national anthem as well. And just to correct something I did say, it was 1968 where the Italians won the Euros. They beat Yugoslavia in the European final 2-0 after a replay, where the original fixture was 1-1. So that's just to correct something I mentioned earlier. In regards to England, England have won just 2 from 14, as I mentioned, which are both friendlies. And in regards to Italy, the Azzurri have had 12 shots and scored 3 goals as a result of a high turnover in open play, which is 40 metres or less from the opponent's goal line, which is more than anyone else in the tournament. And also in regards to England, as JB mentioned before, the England are yet to concede from open play. Of course, with the goal against Denmark being a free kick. The Three Lions are the 13th different nation to feature in a European Championship final, and only 3 from the last 12 have lost their first final in this competition. England have won 15 from their last 17 matches at Wembley in all competitions, drawing 1, which of course was the draw with Scotland, and losing 1 as well, scoring I think it's 46 goals and conceding just 5 within that time. Of course, the English were semi-final in the World Cup, and of course knocked out by Croatia. And the semi-final of this tournament was the Three Lions' 8th win in the major tournament under gaffer Gareth Southgate as well, and that moved him level with, of course, Sir Alf Ramsey for the most competitive manager in terms of victories across the 2 competitions. The Italians are just about to get us underway. We're in blue, black, blue, and the English are in white. So just gonna get ready for kick-off right now, and it is the Italians to kick off. I think it's Immobile, I believe, who is going to be taking the kick-off for the Azzurri. Both nations are taking the knee first of all, and in fact it wasn't Immobile, I think it might have been Insigne, in fact. But anyway, it's the Italians now, and actually, just want to see it. It's the Italians anyway. They've kicked off now, and it is with Di Lorenzo, the right fullback, in to Chiellini from Bonucci there, and just playing it around at the back. Bonucci's got it back now as well, and it's now with the goalkeeper Donnarumma. And we are, if you want to sync up with us, we're just 22 seconds into the game, and there's an early throw in here, which England are going to be taking with Kieran Trippier on the right hand side. He's going to just throw it into Kyle Walker now, as you can hear, possibly even the street around me. Everyone seems to be very up for this one. It's now Jordan Pickford, the England goalkeeper, of course Everton shot stopper as well. Going to play it out to Harry Maguire. Of course, came in after missing the first few games of the tournament, and has been an ever-present since then. It's Harry Maguire. They try to play it back to Jordan Pickford, and it's actually a bit of a nervous back pass there, and it's gone out of play for a early corner for the Azzurri. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub and JB Sports. We're partners throughout the whole of this tournament. And it's Insigne now for the Italians. He's going to whip in this delivery from the corner. And Chiellini's up there. Insigne whips it in. And it's well defended there by England. It's now Raheem Sterling. Now Mason Mount in possession. Goes back to Luke Shaw. Manchester United fullback, of course. Goes into the skipper now, Harry Kane. Who's dropped deep. Going to switch it across to Kieran Trippier now. Got Kyle Walker on the overlap. Kieran Trippier whips it into Luke Shaw, and Luke Shaw fires it home. England have an early lead, and it's Luke Shaw, Manchester United fullback. I just mentioned him a moment ago, and this is exactly what England want. This is exactly what Gareth Southgate and his men want. Gareth Southgate, I'm sure, is going to be delighted now, as are the fans. You see so many of them jumping up around there. But Luke Shaw fires home within 2 minutes, I believe, of this game. And the skipper had a big part to play there. Kieran Trippier as well. And Luke Shaw fires it past Donnarumma. And that is the perfect start for Gareth Southgate and his men. Just having a look here. It started with Luke Shaw, then into Harry Kane. Harry Kane played it out to Kieran Trippier. And Kyle Walker was on the overlap, didn't use him. He whipped the ball in over the head of Harry Kane and Mason Mount, I believe it was. And then Luke Shaw come in round the back, unmarked, and just smashes that one into the back of the net. And England have the perfect start at Wembley. You see Luke Shaw there just jumping up and down, punching the air in sheer delight. And Roberto Mancini there is frustrated. Gareth Southgate delighted. The England fans delighted as well, as the number 11 for Italy, sorry, the number, I think it was Immobile actually, number 17, just tries to play the ball up. It's given away, and Kieran Trippier is looking for Raheem Sterling now, and Chiellini does well to head that one onto Emerson. Verratti now as well, and then it's Jorginho, and now back to Bonucci. Frantic start, but England have the lead at Wembley. Luke Shaw's goal. It's with Jorginho now on to, I think that was, trying to see who that was. It might have been Barella trying to feed the ball through, but it's now with Mason Mount up against Jorginho, and the two Chelsea men there battling it out, and it's the England man who wins the free kick. You see Jorginho there trying to G up his Italian side. But you can see already the crowd at Wembley are buzzing after that early goal from Luke Shaw. It's Harry Maguire now to take this set piece. Of course, the Manchester United man, just a few years back, I think it was about 2012, was playing League One football for Sheffield United. And of course he also won the Premier League in 2016 with Leicester City as well. And I'm sure those experiences are experiences that Gareth Southgate will certainly count on in terms of these players with winning mentalities, and he's got a hell of a lot of them in this squad as well. It's with Donnarumma now. On to the number 6, Verratti. Just on the edge of the box, goes out to Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo there is going to try and play it in to, I think that was Insigne, but it's knocked back to Verratti, and now Bonucci. Into Verratti once more. There's Jorginho. Good play there by England. Calvin Phillips has gone through the back of the Chelsea man though, and does look like the referee has given that as a free kick, and it's with the Italians now on Emerson. Now it's with the left back Emerson again. Now on to Insigne. The Italians have got an opportunity here now, just on the edge of the box, but England are very well organised along the back. Now it's Chiesa, of course, scored at Wembley in the semi-final against the Spanish. Good bit of play there from England though to get it clear. It's now headed up by Kyle Walker. Now Declan Rice wins it. Now Mason Mount. Bit of head tennis in the middle of the park. Now it's Chiesa again for the Italians. Is he fouled there by Luke Shaw? The referee says yes, he was. And the Italians have a free kick now. Just on the edge of the box. England goal scorer, the man to catch Chiesa there. Was a very famous name, Enrico Chiesa. His dad was also a famous footballer as well. So it runs in the family with the Chiesas. An opportunity for the Italians here now. Jordan Pickford just organising his wall. With Declan Rice, John Stones, Harry Maguire and Harry Kane in the wall, with couldn't quite see who it was, lying down to try and protect the low shot as well though. And it's going to be an effort at goal here, and it's over the top from Insigne. And it was actually Calvin Phillips, the man that was laying down to protect the low one there, but he wasn't needed, and neither was the hand of Jordan Pickford either, as the ball just whistled over the top of his England goal there. We've had about 7.5 minutes almost, and it's England leading by Luke Shaw's goal to 0. Coming after about 2 minutes of this game, and England in possession right now with Raheem Sterling. He's just won. He's going to win the throw down. I think the throw's actually gone in favour of the Italians, which it did. And it's now Chiellini onto Bonucci, and now Di Lorenzo. Going to play the ball through, looking for the on-running Chiesa, and he was just shoved off the ball there, but the referee said it was actually very good defending by Harry Maguire, and no free kick has been given. So just panning on the England major right now. Gareth Southgate, penny for his thoughts. That's that's for sure at this moment in time. It's Luke Shaw to take this throw in for the Three Lions. Looking to bring the Euros to England for the very first time. Harry Kane. Looking for Raheem Sterling. Raheem Sterling gets the ball there from an Italian error and wins a free kick there. I think it was Chiellini went through the back of him, and Raheem Sterling wants to take the free kick quickly, but Chiellini was just kind of trying to slow it down a bit there to stop the England man from doing so. It's with Calvin Phillips now, Declan Rice. Out to Luke Shaw. He's just won a throw there off of Di Lorenzo. And Luke Shaw is going to take this set piece now to throw in. You're going to look for the on-running Calvin Phillips there, who knocks it on, but it's a good header there by Bonucci. Got up well to head that one out of play for an England throw. England started very brightly, as you can imagine, with Luke Shaw take his goal taking lead. Calvin Phillips, and it's whipped in by, I think that was Kieran Trippier, looking for Raheem Sterling. But good play from the Italians, who are playing quickly to get it out now. And there's a foul out by Kieran Trippier, I think on the Italian man Insigne, I believe, that time. But that was England, just Kyle Walker trying to put the ball through there to Kieran Trippier, and Kieran Trippier seems to be causing quite a few problems for the Italians on that right hand side at the moment, because it was down that side where the goal come as well, from right to left, with the right fullback setting up the left fullback, who buried it into the back of the net past Donnarumma. It's the Italians in possession now, looking for Immobile, and it's straight through to the hands of Jordan Pickford, who claims comfortably. He's going to just take a second there to bowl the ball out. Looking for Luke Shaw once more. Luke Shaw, fortunately there, wins the throw-in off of Chiesa after a little bit of a miscontrol. And it's now a throw-in for England. You see the English fans there in full voice already. Of course, Wembley full for the first time as well in this major tournament. The Euro 2020 final, of course, delayed from last year due to the COVID-19 pandemic. There's a foul on Harry Kane now. The England skipper by Verratti, the Italian mid, centre mid there, I should say. It was actually Barella there, would have probably given away a free kick otherwise anyway as well. But it's an England free kick now. Luke Shaw just having a word with Harry Maguire here now. They just show a replay on the screen in front of me of the goal again, and it was a beautiful finish from Luke Shaw as well. The man I mentioned on the podcast, in fact, on Thursday, who Gareth Southgate will be looking at as one of the first names on the team sheet for the Three Lions, and certainly that has paid off for him so far in the opening 11, almost 12 minutes of this game. It's Harry Kane now. Out to Kieran Trippier once more. Whips it into, looking for Raheem Sterling. Let's come off of Di Lorenzo and behind for an England corner. Good play again from England, and yet again coming down, looking for the right hand side there, and trying to use Kieran Trippier as much as possibly that they can. As much as they possibly can as well. There's Di Lorenzo there, just took a touch and a little bit too casually, just knocks it behind for an England corner. England looking for the second. Coming up to the 13th minute of this game now. It's whipped in and straight into the hands of Donnarumma there. It was a poor delivery, and he's able to just bowl it out to, I think that's a foul there. The referee says no, in fact, and England were able to just knock it back to Jordan Pickford. I think it was actually a foul on Barella possibly, but the referee didn't agree with me there. So England have got possession now in their own half. Here's Raheem Sterling on the run, surrounded by a few Italian bodies. Out to Kieran Trippier, back to Sterling once more. also known as the boy from Brent. Here's Calvin Phillips now, on to Declan Rice. Had a fantastic season for club at West Ham. He's got it back from Mason Mount now. On to Calvin Phillips of Leeds United, another one who had a great season as well. Now it's Luke Shaw. It's a chance here from Mason Mount now. Into the box, as you know, he's going to win a corner there as Mason Mount off of Jorginho. The two Chelsea men battling there, and it's the England man who's come out on top, winning the side a set piece. Of course, Jorginho, the hero last time out for the Italians, scoring the winning penalty against the Spanish in the shootout. It's a chance for England to double their lead now from this corner. See Raheem Sterling there, just getting in the way of Donnarumma there, trying to put him off as Kieran Trippier is taking this corner. Scored in the World Cup semi-final, whips it in. It's well defended by the Italians, but now back with Luke Shaw, onto Kieran Trippier once more. Now it's Mason Mount, whips it in, straight through to Donnarumma there, who was comfortably able to claim that. The goalkeeper, who of course is the new Italian number one. Of course, everyone was very familiar with Buffon, but long are the days since he was in goal for the Italians now, and Donnarumma, the new man between the Italian sticks. It's Jorginho in possession. Now it's Bonucci. Out wide, left to Emerson. And now it's back with Bonucci once more. The Italians just trying to keep possession for a minute. Here's Jorginho. Going to look to go to the right to Di Lorenzo now. Back into the Chelsea man, Jorginho again. Now it's with Verratti. On to Immobile, and Declan Rice is able to just clear that one forward. Straight through to Donnarumma. It's now Chiellini back to Bonucci, centre-back partner. And now Di Lorenzo. Giving the ball away to Declan Rice now. Declan Rice on a marauding run there, but I think the ball's gone out of play for an Italian throw. In fact, it has indeed. Di Lorenzo is going to be taking this for the Italians. Luke Shaw's first goal in 6 matches there for the Three Lions. And of course, remember, he wasn't always going to be England's first choice left back as well. Ben Chilwell had to self-isolate due to coming in contact with Billy Gilmore, of Scotland in match day 2. Same as Mason Mount as well. And Ben Chilwell hasn't been seen since then. Of course, Chilwell again misses out today, not even on the substitutes bench. So the Italians are in now with, that was Insigne was at, and it's an offside flag anyway against the Italian man there, and it's good defended by Luke Shaw in fact as well. In fact, it was actually Kieran Trippier, on the right side. So just show a couple of the Italian subs there now. And some of the officials, etc. as well, as Jordan Pickford's getting ready to take this goal kick. Coming up to 17 minutes. I will be handing over to JB shortly for the second half of the first, just the second part of the first half commentary as well, I should say. We'll bring you all the way through to half time. Here's Luke Shaw now trying to look for Mason Mount. It's gone behind for a goal kick. England still lead by Luke Shaw's early goal, and it's settled down a bit since then as well. As it's with Bonucci now, back to Donnarumma, the Italian goalkeeper once more, and he's going to take a few touches and kind of invite Harry Kane on, but then give the ball to Bonucci, who knocks it forward, and Declan Rice wins his header. And now it's with Jorginho up against Calvin Phillips, and he's done well there as the Chelsea man as well. Now it's with Bonucci. Switches it out to the left to Insigne. He's looking for Immobile, and good header there by John Stones to get it clear. And Calvin Phillips gives it away though, and it's gone behind for a throw-in. Emerson lets that one just roll behind that. Now it's with the Italians once more, and with Bonucci. Now it's Di Lorenzo, and his ball is astray and out of play for a England throw-in. So So just have a look there at Gareth Southgate and Roberto Mancini. Of course, as we mentioned in the pre-show, the Italians 33 games unbeaten since Mancini took charge back in 2018. I think he's only had 35 games in charge as well, I believe, and 33 of those he's been unbeaten in. So some record for the Italian coach there. And it's a throw in here for the Italians now, just knocking it around, and it's with Bonucci at the moment. He's bringing it out from defence. He's going to go out to the left-hand side. It was actually well played there by Raheem Sterling. Now it's with Declan Rice onto Mason Mount. Forced backwards to Luke Shaw. It's gone behind off of the Italian right back there, Di Lorenzo, for an England throw. Now it's Luke Shaw to take this throw in. He's going to throw it into Calvin Phillips. And Calvin Phillips goes back to Declan Rice, who goes back into central defence to John Stones, into Raheem Sterling now. Raheem Sterling down well to weave his way past Jorginho there and into John Stones. Here's Kyle Walker and now Kieran Trippier onto Harry Kane, the Tottenham Hotspur striker. The referee has given a free kick there as well in favour of the England man against Jorginho Chiellini. It's a bit of a tussle there with Chiellini and Kane, and the England man comes out on top and wins the set piece. There's a good opportunity here for the English now to potentially get the ball into the box, and it's Kieran Trippier with the set piece. Going to whip it long over to the left hand side where you find Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw's delivery, it's a poor one. It's hoof clear in the end by the Italian fullback Emerson, and behind for England throw with Kyle Walker going to take this. Of course, if you're joining us late, it was Luke Shaw who gave England the lead on the second minute, coming in on the left hand side unmarked to get on the end of Kieran Trippier's delivery, and England have done very well to control it since that. It's Declan Rice to Harry Maguire, and now here is Luke Shaw in possession, back to Maguire again. Of course, signed just a few seasons ago from Man United for a big chunk of money as well, 80 million that the former Leicester man signed at Old Trafford for. It's through ball out there. There's an Italian injury. I think it's Jorginho down, who's looked like he's just pulled a muscle there, the Chelsea man. He does look in a bit of pain as well. He looks like he's certainly in agony there. It's just giving us a moment to get the physios on, and while the physios are on, I will run you through a few more stats as well. Of course, Harry Kane has been directly involved in 28 goals in his last 27 matches for the Three Lions, and 19 goals and 9 assists in that time, with one more taken in past Gary Lineker and becoming the Three Lions' highest goal scorer at major tournaments. Of course, Harry Kane did score in the semi-final after his original penalty was saved by, of course, Kasper Schmeichel, but he was able to put the rebound into the back of the net. And of course, we're just looking here in regards to the two managers as well. Roberto Mancini, the Italian, played centre forward in his time for Bologna, Sampdoria, Lazio, and he also had a spell in England at Leicester City as well, with the Italian under 21 and also the seniors as well. We had caps for both. I'll get ready to hand over to JB in about 30 seconds from now as well. And he also managed Fiorentina, Lazio, Inter, Man City, Galatasaray, Inter again, Zenit, and then the Italians. And Gareth Southgate played at Palace, at Villa, at Middlesbrough, and with England senior, and managed Middlesbrough, the England under 21s, and the England seniors as well. In his time, as Jorginho just heads off now to be treated by the physios, and Kieran Trippier there looking for Harry Kane, and it's through to Donnarumma, and it's gone behind for what looks to be an Italian goal kick, and Jorginho's just been treated. So JB, over to you to take us through to half time, my friend.
Yes, Mike, and Oba, I just want to, while we're on the subject of statistics, before we continue commentary, folks, is the fact that England's opening goal by Shaw, and what a volley it was too, by the way, that goal from Shaw really did come as the earliest ever goal in a European Championships final. The quickest goal. I've watched the thing back on Facebook whilst I was off the air, and I believe we've got it at 1 minute 57 seconds. It's interesting to think now as England have possession as Pickford hits long left-footed up towards halfway. But I should also warn you, folks. Here's Sterling in possession now for England. Runs past one man towards the area, and it's Sterling trying to get past the big defender there, Leo Bonucci, and then the ball back to Donnarumma. Donnarumma kicks along up towards Walker, who went down. No foul there, and then Italy have possession here, and it's Insigne now for the Italians, who trail by a goal to nil. Ball played in there towards Immobile, the big man for Lazio. But I should also give you a word of caution, folks. The ball out of play will be an England goal kick. But I think it's a goal kick anyway. I should give you a word of warning, folks. England won up, of course, but they were in that same position against Croatia 3 years ago in the World Cup semis and went on to lose after extra time. I hope that's not a bad omen, folks. But I've got to try and be a little bit unbiased tonight. But it's good so far. What a volley that is. The quickest goal ever in European Championship history. And here is Jordan Pickford, who hasn't conceded a goal yet in open play. They have conceded from a free kick, but I can now confirm it. 1 minute 57 seconds when Shaw fired his left-footed volley into the back of the Italian net to give England the dreamiest of starts. And Robbie Mancini, the manager, Roberto Mancini, knows he's up against it, but he's been in tough positions before in his time at Manchester City. Remember 2012 on the final day of the Premier League, they were losing 2-1 against QPR and they came back. So he's got a little bit of expert of coming back with it. Shaw now the goal scorer on the left hand side, back to Harry Maguire. Maguire to Walker. So far the England back three, touch wood, have been pretty untroubled so far. Offside against Kieran Trippier, who's made one or two terrific darts down that right hand channel and has looked absolutely superb. Italy 0, England 1, and I just feel that with no Spinazzola in that Italian side now due to that injury that ruled him out of the tournament in the quarter-finals a week ago against Belgium, I just wonder that be the factor. And of course we were alluding to, as myself, Mike and Russ were alluding to earlier on with Kieran Riley, our presenter tonight. We'll be handing over to him for a half-time analysis. I just wondered whether those two periods of extra time, remember Italy needed extra time to beat Belgium, they needed penalties on Tuesday night to knock out Spain. Italy in possession at the moment with number 8 Jorginho, of course, who plays his football for Chelsea, right here in the capital. In fact, here's Di Lorenzo, who's been a real surprise package on that right hand side. He looked really solid whenever I've seen him, the Lazio man. He looks a really good prospect for the Italians as they come charging forward. A speculative shot right-footed from about 25 yards out from Insigne that goes way wide of target, and it's a goal kick to England, and they'll take those all day long. England really giving him the opportunity to shoot on sight, but it wasn't troubling Jordan Pickford or the scorers for that matter. But it's a great moment for England, that Shaw's goal on 1 minute 57 seconds. I'll keep saying it. Quickest ever goal in a European Championship final. As the 1968 winners come charging forward, but Kyle Walker in there for England, appearing in their first ever European Championship final, of course. The previous final was a World Cup final right here on this, well, not in this very stadium, of course. It was at the old Wembley all those years ago, 55 years ago, and they won the Jules Rimet Trophy. That was only 12 inches high, as one famous commentator, Mr. Wolstenholme of Ken, alluded to back then. The trophy they're playing for this time round is the Henri Domer Trophy, and it's quite bigger than 12 inches. I think it's 4 times the size. Anyway, here's Harry Kane, the England captain, carrying it towards the edge of the Italian penalty area. He has to turn, he's looking for support, he's got it there from Trippier. Now the ball out to Shaw, the goal scorer. Shaw in possession. Back to Declan Rice. Rice now to Phillips. How good have them two been, by the way? The two holding midfielders, Shaw, Phillips rather and Rice. They've really complemented each other really well throughout this tournament. And Mount tries to knock it forward, but he only finds Jorginho. And now Bonucci captained the side on three occasions during the championships when Chiellini, the regular skipper, was out for injury. Remember, he got the injury, of course, playing against Switzerland not long after he scored a disallowed goal in Rome, you may remember. And I was there that night with Russ Vernon, who was enjoying the match at the moment. You'll hear from him at half time, along with Kieran Riley, our alternative presenter this evening. Here come Italy, live on the commentary hub, JB Sports, Periscope, Twitch, Twitter, and of course, if you want to listen to the commentary in Arabic, John Cade's got that over on his own YouTube channel and the commentary hub too. So if you want to listen in Arabic, you can do. That's an option for you. But if you want to listen to the English commentary, stay right here, right now on the commentary hub, JB Sports, Periscope, Twitch, and Twitter. Meanwhile, England have won a free kick just shy of halfway. A foul there by Di Lorenzo and Mason Mount. And England now have a chance for a little bit of respite. It's about 15 yards actually inside the England half. We've played half an hour dead. Italy 0, England 1. Shaw's goal on 2 minutes, although it's been timed at 1 minute and 57 seconds. I make it on by my watch at that precise moment. The quickest ever goal in a European final. Walker loses possession, but Sterling then wins it back from Insigne's advances, and he has to go backwards, and Stones will make sure this goes back to the goalkeeper. No, he plays it across to Maguire, to the left hand side. Maguire just stabs it there, and Chiesa was offering a little bit of hesitancy there with Maguire. But how good are those back three been for England so far? I thought it was a bit of a risk when I heard the team announced an hour or two before kick-off, and before I came on the air, I thought it might have been a tough test. But at the moment, England are passing the test so far with flying colours. JDAC Football is the Arabic channel. That's John Kane's own commentary. Mike's just informed me off the air. So if you want that, go to that channel, please. But if you want the English version, stay right here on either commentary of JB Sports, Periscope, Twitch or Twitter. We'll have you all there. We're looking to exceed 5,000 we got for the semi-finals. As Italy comes charging forward, Rice cuts that out. Phillips loses it on the edge of the penalty area. Excuse me. Got a little bit of a croaky voice tonight. Anyway, here's Di Lorenzo now for Italy. Into Chiesa. Federico Chiesa, and of course, son of former Parma's and Italy's Enrico Chiesa. And here's number 18 now, Barella, of Inter Milan. And now Chiellini, the captain, number 3. Remember, over 200 caps, the two centre backs between them. Over 200 caps between them. That is some record. They know each other's game. Both play for Juventus, Bonucci and Chiellini. They know what these sort of games are all about. They've played at the highest level for so long. They know it like the back of their hand. But their team are losing 1-0. The 1968 European champions and 4 times champions of the world are a goal down. And of course, they finished runners-up in this competition in 2000, losing on a golden goal to France and David Trezeguet. And of course, they were beaten comprehensively by the Spanish some 9 years ago. As Italy comes charging forward now, and it's a good ball out there, a chance here for Emerson to get the cross back, and it doesn't. Well, they claim it came off an England defender. Referee Bjorn Kuipers, who's a 38-year-old supermarket owner, disagree with that decision, and a goal kick given as both Emerson and Kieran Trippier there just have a little bit of a conflab as the players take their positions for this goal kick to be taken by Jordan Pickford. Nice to have you with us on a momentous night, possibly for English football. Their first major final since the 30th of July 1966. You know what happened then. Even if you didn't know, even if you weren't there or born or thought of at the time, you certainly know about it. I'm sure your dads and your granddads have told you every chapter and verse until you're sick of it. these England lads now are on the cusp, potentially, if they can hold this lead or maybe extend it, of making even more history. It's Mount inside the area, just couldn't get it through to Sterling. Otherwise, England would have been in, we would have been in heaven then if Sterling had got through there. England get the throw, although Trippier, well, Italy were trying to look as if they were. Trippier pushed one of the Italians down, but Mount played a lovely ball, and he just needed to play it a little bit further forward, I felt, to into Sterling's path, but it wasn't to be. 34 minutes of the game gone. We're inside the last 11 minutes now of the first half. Live and exclusive alternative commentary of the 2020 European Championship final, being delayed from last year to 2021. We've got a full house at Wembley tonight, not a spare seat in the house. Tickets have been like gold dust. We've got dignitaries in, we've got the Duke of Cambridge, of course, the president, of course, of the FA in tonight. We've got David Beckham, we've got several dignitaries. Of course, Italy are being represented as well. Here's Chiesa now running towards the edge of the area. Chiesa shoots! Oh my goodness, that was dangerous moments there for Italy, and Chiesa is really the man in form in terms of Italy's strike force. Well, he hit this shot, he gets the ball here on the right hand flank and uses his strength superbly, gets away from Rice, and it must have been, what, 20 yards out, hits it left footed and just goes past, and it must have been about a couple of inches past Jordan Pickford's right hand near post. That was a close shave for England, but they're still leading, but that was a close shave. Here's Maguire carrying it forward. Chiesa, rather Barella putting him under a little bit of pressure. 59% Italy, 41 England, 3 attempts, 3-1 in Italy's favour, on target, 1 for England, and that was the goal on 1 minute 59 seconds from Luke Shaw. Brilliant goal. Here's the ball forward by Maguire. Maguire looking towards Shaw. He's got away down the left-hand side again. The Manchester United man came through the Southampton academy. He's won the ball back. Shaw plays it in. Oh, and it just needed a touch from Mason Mount. And if he'd just got a whisker of a touchdown, it would have been 2-0 to England. Shaw again, certainly up there for the man of the match in my book. And Emerson got it away, but it just needed a little flick from Mount, and England would have been 2 goals clear and coasting towards half-time in a magnificent position. They're still in a good position. They're 1 up, Shaw with a throw in line with the 18-yard box on the left-hand side, on the near side, and it's out for a throw. Mount couldn't keep it in play, so well, that would have put England in heaven if that had gone in. No doubt about that. I think we'll all need a break at half-time, quite frankly, Mike and myself. And you're listening to the Commentary Hub and JB Sports, Periscope, Twitter and Twitch. And if you want the Arabic version, you can go over to JDAC Football, where John Kane will give you that commentary in Arabic. But here at Wembley Stadium, if you want to listen to the English version, it's myself and Mike Harneman, your 2 commentators. Mike will be back with you at the start of the second half to start his stint again, and then I'll take over from the 67th minute in the second half. We've still got at least a good portion, and we've still got a little portion of this first half to go. We've got about 8 minutes of the first half remaining, and they're disputing whose throw it hit. Jon Kuipers says it's an Italian throw, to the disconsolation of Harry Kane. It was a 50-50 shot, but I think the referee just about got that one correct. But England leading by a goal to 0. That's just been kept in play there by Insigne on the far side. He goes in from that side. In fact, he's been penalised for a foul there on Declan Rice. In fact, it was Emerson's rather. Emerson, I should say. Now, studs were up a bit, but it is very difficult because we've got a lot of rain at the moment here in London at Wembley. Pitch will be greasy surface, greasy ball. Will be difficult for goalkeepers. Donnarumma's had a couple of catches to make and was very competent in the Italian goal. Pickford hasn't had too many saves to make, and whatever his work has done, he's done it very well to his own ability. The flag has gone up there against Mobley, so a free kick it is to England. With 38.5 minutes just about played. And of course, keep your comments clean. Wherever you're listening tonight, please keep your comments clean and keep them on subject of the game. And of course, we are a family program, so we do have a lot of people of all ages, whether you're young, old, male, female, boy or girl, listening in to this commentary here tonight. As Pickford's kick in fact goes into no man's land, and it should cross the Italian byline for an Italian goal kick. And Donnarumma gets the ball quickly. The ball boys ever efficient here at Wembley tonight. 39 gone, and England leading by that second minute goal from Luke Shaw, the quickest goal ever in European Championship final history. In 60 years of European finals, in these championships, that is the quickest goal ever scored. And I'm sure we'll have to go through the history books to find who got that one before, and we'll check that for you at half time. I'm sure one of our commentary team will have that stat in there for you. And meanwhile, there's a chance for Italy as Emerson have made a good run. He's not Spinazzola, is he? You know, Spinazzola was a very accomplished performer, and I think Emerson is looking a little bit of sort of a fish out of water with Emerson, with Spinazzola out there. It's not his fault, of course, but Mancini just didn't have that option. I think if Spinazzola had been in that Italian side, I do believe it would have been a far different ball game than what we're seeing now. But England, to be fair, are beating what's in front of them, and they're doing really well. They've kept Italy at a premium. Just a one shot from Chiesa that went wide. Of course, Enrico Chiesa played against England in that 1997 World Cup qualifier in Rome. Free kick has been given to... Now, what's he given here? Is it Italian free kick? Yes, it is. Johan Kuipers, the 48-year-old supermarket owner from the Netherlands, giving the free kick to Italy. Let me just run through this, remind you of the assistants. They're both from the Netherlands. Sandoban Rocco and Erwin Zinstra. Fourth official is Carlos Del Piero Grande of Spain. And we've got a German VAR man. That's Bastian Dankart, should we need him at any point this evening. We've got 4 minutes to half time. Italy have a free kick. Verratti's going to take it, I would think right-footed. Plenty of players jostling and pushing for position as Verratti sends that free kick in again. Good header away by Maguire. Referee plays on. Still a chance here for Italy if they can work it on that side. Emerson has to play the ball back though. England have got practically every white shirt back. Italy in the blue shirt, England in the all white. Remember when they won the World Cup in '66, they won it in red. They haven't got red on tonight. They do have them on the back of their shirt numbers, so there is an element of red there on the numbers that you're seeing on the back of the shirts, and of course they have their squad numbers on the front as well. Italy now, the blue shirts come streaming forward, and Emerson has to go back. He's not as daring as running down that flank as Spinazzola was in earlier games. And Emerson now gets the cross, it hits Trippier and goes out for an Italian throw in line on the far side on the Italian left of the England 18-yard line. This is some first half here. England still winning by a goal to nil. That second minute goal from Shaw has given England the advantage. 3 minutes of normal time to go before we all go and have a half-time cup of tea, and the ball for all the throwing comes in. It was miscontrolled by Lorenzo Insigne of Napoli, and a goal kick. And there's some glum-looking Italians, although one of them sees themselves on TV and on the big screen there, and yeah, there's one or two there that are still positive there, you know, but yeah, you just wonder now if that extra time, if the extra time those 2 periods of extra time from the Italian point of view may have just caught up with them. They've had a tougher run to the final, admittedly, than England. England's toughest match really was, well, they had 2 tough matches, to be fair. No foul there. I must admit, it did look a free kick to Italy, but anyway, Kane plays on to Mount. Mount has to turn away from 2 Italians. Kane now on the far side, looks to find Raheem Sterling. It looked as if he was clearly bumped off there by Di Lorenzo, and Sterling is not happy, and Bjorn Kuipers is given nothing. That might be very controversial indeed. We'll have to look at a replay, and VAR will obviously get involved. but I don't think anything else is going to come of it. No handball against Declan Rice as the Italians try to break. Here's Rice now, bundling down the left-hand side, and he's running about 30 yards with the ball, and he tries to lay it into Sterling, but he lays it behind him, and Declan Rice in fact wanted a foul there, but the referee Kuipers said no, get up and play on. Looks as if Kuipers' mantra is to just play on at every opportunity and let this game flow, which in fairness can't be a bad thing. We're coming up towards the final minute of the first half. We've got about 1 minute and 10 to go of normal time. We might even get a bit of stoppage time, but in recent knockout games we've not had much in the way of stoppage time at any of the end of them. Here's Insigne now for Italy. Remember, England leading by 1-0. Shaw the goal scorer. Insigne keeps it in. Verratti's there too. Chances here now for Italy. Can they force a goal? Emerson's inside the area. Comes to Chiesa now, edge of the box. 45 seconds of normal time to play. Here's Barella of Inter Milan. Back to Di Lorenzo of Napoli. Now Bonucci. Leo Bonucci now finds Marco Verratti of PSG. 30 seconds plus stoppage time to play at the end of what's been a frenetic first half. And I'm sure there'll be plenty of talking points with our two half-time pundits as the ball comes in towards Trippier, who bangs it away. And I'm sure when Kieran and Russ take over for half-time, they'll have so many talking points to discuss and dissect. We've played now the 45 minutes. There's going to be 4 added at the end of the first half, presumably for that injury earlier as Mike Arneman was handing over to me. This is JB, John Stuttard, in the commentary box for the rest of this first half. We're into 4 added minutes, for which we've played 15 seconds of that 4 minutes so far. Gareth Southgate's men are a goal ahead. Luke Shaw on 2 minutes, just shy of 2 minutes, giving England the most dreamiest of starts. 55 years of hurt could be banished tonight, but England have to stay disciplined. They have to stay switched on. That next 50, if they can see out the next 3 or 4 minutes and get to half-time, then Gareth Southgate will have to have give the half-time tea talk of his life. A man who over a decade ago was relegated with Middlesbrough has rebuilt his reputation as a manager here this evening. A chance here for Italy. The volley was blocked, and Italy now. Verratti tries the shot, and well held by Jordan Pickford. Although Verratti hit that left-footed shot quite tamely, but just for a moment there, Italy look as if they were going to get the equaliser. Good crossing from the right-hand side, and the volley came in. It was, I think it was a Mobley who struck the volley right-footed, and the England defender got in the way. It may have actually been Harry Maguire or John Stones, one of the two anyway. And England still, hooker by crook, lead this football match, this European final. Here's Rice now going down that left-hand side, goes down a blind alley with 2 Italian defenders that see him out, but it is an English throw midway inside the Italian half, and Shaw's going to take it. The left back, the goal scorer of the England first goal, a superb half volley from close range, giving England a terrific start. It cannoning off the left-hand near post to give England that dream start. Here's Kane now, tries to find Calvin Phillips, but he's lost it, and Mobley now picks the ball up. Now a chance for Emerson to get the ball forward. It comes up another Italian, and it favours Manchester City's John Stones, who of course came through the Barnsley Academy, then went on to Everton, made his name at Goodison Park, and then got himself a big move to Man City. Took him a couple of seasons to fit in with everything that Pep Guardiola was trying to do at the Etihad, but he's had a good couple of years. He's come back to the player that was showing great promise in his Everton days, and now England are reaping that benefit. Here's Luke Shaw now for England. Former Southampton youngster finds Mason Mount into Sterling. Sterling now can't find Kane, and Italy just got enough numbers back and just got a foot in there. We're inside the last minute and 15 of the 4 minutes. Italy now charge forward. Phillips stops Chiesa. The two 14s collided. The two opposite numbers collide. But Italy still have possession. Emerson keeps it in. Finds Insigne. Insigne now goes back to Chiellini, who finds Bonucci. Doesn't find Bonucci. It's Jorginho, I should say. Now it's Emerson, his Chelsea colleague. We're inside the final minute of the first half of stoppage time. And I think we'll all need a cup of tea, a cup of Bovril, or a cup of Oxo, or a can of Coke, or even a beer after all this. Shot comes in. It's a very speculative effort, right-footed, and a goal kick. I think it might have been Bonucci, the centre-back. It was a very speculative shot, and it was a typical, shall we say, a centre-back sort of finish. Well, there's one or two Italians still smiling at the moment. Roberto Mancini, hair locked back, rain-soaked hair. Looks as if he's aging a little bit now, Bobby Mancini. Still a great manager, still a class act. Remember, Italy came into this game 33 games unbeaten. We're inside the last 10 seconds, I should say, at the end of the 4 minutes here at the end of the first half. JB, John Stuttard, in the commentary box for the commentary of JB Sports. Ball breaks here on the halfway line for Italy. Are we going to see one last attack, or is Bjorn Kuipers going to bring it to a close? Bjorn Kuipers does bring it to a close, and England get a standing ovation. There's a replica of the Henri de Meyer trophy in the crowd there. Someone's holding it off. That's a bit premature, but England are halfway there. That's the important news. Luke Shaw's goal on 2 minutes. Could football, if England just stay disciplined, keep their heads, could it be coming home after 90 minutes tonight? Who knows? But it's a terrific 45 minutes, and the England players getting a standing ovation from this vast Wembley crowd. I think we all need to take a break. I need to take a break. I'll join you later on in the second half. But the news is good at half-time, as I am back to Kieran Riley and Russ Verdon. It's England 1, Italy 0. Kieran.
What a first half. I'm not going to lie. 1 minute 59 seconds for the first goal to go in. Absolutely fantastically well worked. We should have Nick Jones and John Kane joining us very, very shortly. What a first half that was for England. I am in shock and awe that we've still got a long way to go. 45 minutes to go. Russ, dare we dream?
Yes, Kieran, absolutely fantastic defending from England in that first half. Italy pound on the pressure towards the end of that first half. Superb defending, stood up well, and England took the goal well. And if you go back to that goal from Luke Shaw early on as well here, you see Kane pick the ball up here. Calvin Phillips, as you'll just see now, tells Kane where to play that ball out wide, and he played it out wide brilliantly. And then Trippier did very, very well to pull the cross in. We'll take nothing away from Kyle Walker. If you just watch this here, guys, as we see the ball play out wide, see Kyle Walker goes on the overlap, which takes Emerson away from closing down Trippier, which then gives Trippier the time and space to pick out a beautiful cross for Luke Shaw to hit home and beat Donnarumma at his near post for his first ever England goal. And what a time to get it in the European Championship final, Euro 2020 final. What a time to get England the first goal. And Kieran, what a goal it was as well, my friend. Superb finish, wasn't it?
It certainly was. I've run out of drink before we even kicked off the first half, and I've been wanting to get a drink, but after the first goal went in, I could not leave my seat. It is definitely edge of the seat stuff. I will have to go fill up at the start of the second half though, but if we score again I'm going to miss it, which is going to be a dreadful shame. But what a start. Like as JB was saying, it's the quickest goal ever scored in a cup final. So we're setting records again. This is mad, this is. Nick, what's your take on the first half, mate?
Alright, good evening, Kieran. That was an explosive start to the first half for England. Luke Shaw getting it in a couple of minutes, like you say, a cup record. But Italy, they never gave up. I mean, Chiesa came really close to making it level. Had he actually managed to do so, there was no way Pickford would have been able to save it. So it was fortunate for them that the ball just went wide, and also that free kick by Verratti never quite worked out the way the Italians wanted. So England very lucky to hold on.
Definitely is, but I'm still proud that we are currently 1-0 up in our first final in 55 years. I can't believe we're in a cup final in my lifetime. I never thought that was ever going to happen, but we're there. It's I can hardly talk right now. Do we get one more? Will the Italians claw back in the second half and make us go to extra time? What is going to happen? What do you think's going to happen, Russ?
Well, I was speaking to my dad downstairs, Kieran, while we were watching this game, my friend, and my dad said, imagine we do what we did to Ukraine. Get a second goal early on in the second half, then get a quick fire third straight after that, and then later on get a fourth goal and secure the trophy back and fetch it back home to England where it belongs. The trophy's coming home. It's already at Wembley anyway, but this is where we'll be staying. Italy, yes, we're good at going forward, but like I've said like I said before the show, we've only conceded one goal all tournament, and like JB alluded to as well before the start, it was from a free kick as well. And it was a fantastic first half from England defensively, and we stopped Italy from creating. We made a few times we've gone down, but we've mainly stopped Italy from creating. And we mentioned on the podcast yesterday, and I know you're here, Mike, and I know Nicholas is here as well, and you'll remember, Nicholas, I said if we can stop Jorginho, Verratti and the other midfielder in that side, create everything very, very well, we have stopped them creating, we have stopped them from playing at times. We've been forced a few times to go long, to try and get in behind us that way, and England, we can. I know one of the times we tried forcing the pass, but more often than not, when we do play as football and play good football, we're managing to get in behind our wide, and it's superb to see England playing the way that we are doing in this final. And like you, Kieran, I never thought I'd see England in a final.
Yeah, it's definitely a really fun one. Mike Hardiman, obviously you had the first 26 minutes of the first half. Obviously you commentated on the lovely goal. Obviously I got a premature celebration because obviously I'm slightly ahead of your feed. As you probably saw from the camera, I was going absolutely mental. But what was your take on the first half, mate?
Brilliant from England. Really, really great start. Russ summed it up perfectly in regards to getting the ball out to Kieran Trippier. Kieran Trippier has been fantastic in that first half, as has Luke Shaw, bombing down either side. I think they've both been exceptional. I think that Declan Rice, you can see he's really up for this game, and just showing there, he's just battling with, I think it was might have been Chiesa, and he just wouldn't stop. He's a midfield engine, and you can see that from the first half there as well, the way that he's trying to get the ball ticking and get England playing in midfield. Calvin Phillips as well, really, really good first half, and Harry Maguire, John Stones getting blocks on the line when they need to, but really great times to get the goal, and it was mad after that. It was bouncing after that. Let's see if we can hold on, and as I said before, this is probably going to come back and bite me, but I'm going to say it. I've said this game will end 1-0 to England. So, let's hope and pray that I'm right.
Certainly. We'll have to wait and see. There's still obviously a long 45 minutes to go before someone is crowned the winners. But JB, if you're back with us now, what was your thoughts on the first half? If he's with us. JB, are you with us? No, I don't think he's with us. Okay, moving on then. So, predictions then, boys. What do we think is going to happen? Will Italy bounce back? Or will we hold them out? Or maybe score a few more? Nick, what do you reckon?
I reckon that Italy will have probably wised up to England by now. So certainly, it'll be interesting to find out what Roberto Mancini might have said to them at half time. But I reckon Italy might equalise. But if they do, then England will maybe pull one further ahead. So I predict it as 2-1.
A 2-1. Okay, Russ, your prediction, mate, and you've got a question for Mike, I believe, as well.
Yes, so first of all, I reckon it will be 2-0 England. I reckon we'll get another goal in the second half, and I'm hoping and praying it's that man who plays for Leeds United, Calvin Phillips, does get it. But if he doesn't score, I hope he gets an assist. And the question for you, Mike, is a lot of times for Tottenham, I know you're not a fan, but a lot of times for Tottenham and what you've seen in the Premier League, Harry Kane always drops steep, and he's doing that again tonight. Do you feel in the second half, if he continues to do that, it will continue to cause Italy problems and maybe drag out Chiellini and Bonucci to leave the space for the likes of Mount, Sterling, and maybe Rice or Phillips to get in behind and cause Italy a few more problems?
Yeah, I'll answer that now, 100%. I think that Harry Kane has had a really good first half. As you said there, he's been dropping deep and winning the ball in areas where you probably wouldn't normally expect him to be. But I think that that's really worked in England's favour in the first half. And I think, when you look at the second half, the Italians are going to have to go for it the longer it stays at 1-0 as well. And then that could be, potentially where England go on and get the second, as you've mentioned. And hit Italy on the counter attack, and if they're able to sort of defend as well as we have in the first half, then that could potentially be where the game's completely won. And don't count out Italy by any stretch of the imagination. Remember, they've been in these positions before where they're 1-0 down. They've had plenty of attempts at goal as well. I know they've only had the one on target, but they are 33 games unbeaten, Roberto Mancini's men, and there's still a long way to go yet. And whether it's 45 minutes more or 45 minutes plus, in regards to extra time, etc. But I think that the longer this game goes on at 1-0, then that could certainly play a part. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, boys. We can't be that much far away now from the second half. It's going to be a nail-biting 45 minutes for England. Well, it's going to be a very nail-biting 45 minutes for every single person watching this game across the UK and globe. I wonder if Europe are against us this evening, but we've got the fighting spirit of the Three Lions. We are the 12th man behind everything. And Russ, you have a question for me, sir? Yes, please, go ahead.
Kieran, you've asked myself, you've asked Nicholas, you've also got Mike's score prediction for the second half and the final score. Kieran, we've now got yours, mate. What's the final score going to be? If you will, England going to hold Italy out and get the job done with a clean sheet like I'm predicting? Or do you reckon Italy will score in the second half, but then England come back and score like Nicholas is predicting it? He's going to 2-1, I'm going to 2-0. What's your Mike said he's open and praying he stays at 1-0. What's your score prediction, Kieran?
You know me, Russ, I don't do scores anymore because they're never right. They're usually going in the wrong direction. And I say one score and it turns out being the opposite way round. So I won't give a score, but touching the wood all over my desk, looking at every bit of part of my desk, it will be an England win. I'm not going to say by how much, but I'm going to say it will be an England win. And I really want to say that Conor Cody will come on and get a winner, but that's highly unlikely. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, we've had a comment from Chris. I'll have a quick look through Facebook and YouTube comments. We've got Chris Ferguson saying he's listening from Upper Hutt in New Zealand. Come on, England. And he's also put, sorry guys, didn't realise that New Zealand was a dirty word. I guess you're still a bit about the Test cricket final. Cricket's not my sport, mate. I'm not bothered about that. All I care about is the Three Lions and football and the Three Lions at rugby. Ewan McTire says, come on, England, it's coming home. Still a big 45 minutes to go. We're going to have to wait and see what happens. It looks like there has been a few riots outside the stadium, fans trying to break into the England ground and be kicked out, which I think is a little bit disgraceful. Hopefully they'll get fined and banned for that. But on my feed I can see the teams coming out, but obviously I know Mike and JB are slightly behind us. Russ is now leaving me to go back downstairs. Russ, enjoy the second half, mate. We'll talk to you at the end. So, Mike, JB, a tough 45 minutes for England. Will they hold out? Will they win? We'll find out here live on the Commentary Hub. Don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter at Commentary Live 1. We are live, obviously, on YouTube, Mike Honneman's YouTube. We're obviously live on JB Sports as well, the Commentary Hub on Periscope, and obviously on Twitch as well. If you want the alternative Arabic commentary, you can go across to JDAC Football on Facebook, JDAC Football on YouTube, or the Commentary Hub to our sister channel. And we have the alternative Arabic commentary on there as well with Mr. John Kane, who hopefully may be joining us at full time. But it's time for me to shut up. 45 minutes to go. Come on, England. Mike, JB, second half, over to you.
Thank you, Kieran. The two sides will be coming out shortly. Just a little bit prematurely. They haven't actually come out as of yet, but just gives me time to run you through the two sides, and we will let you know if there are changes as well for the second half. But the Italians started off with Donnarumma, Bonucci, Chiellini, Di Lorenzo, Emerson, Jorginho, Barella, Verratti, Chiesa, Insigne and Immobile. And then England started off with Pickford, Walker, Stones, Maguire, Kieran Trippier, Shaw, Phillips, Rice, Mount, Sterling, and of course the skipper, Harry Kane. And we will let you know if there are going to be any half-time substitutions. Of course, the subs can play a crucial part in this as well. When you look at the names on the bench for both nations, of course, Belotti for the Italians, Pessina scored a couple of goals as well. If you look at Locatelli as well, another name that has played a part and has been linked with moved to a couple of English clubs in the last few weeks, including Arsenal, in fact. And there's a few others on the Italian bench as well, the likes of Berardi as well, and also Bernardeschi as well, that they could come on and make a difference. And as for England, the main names are Jack Grealish, Jordan Henderson, Marcus Rashford, Jadon Sancho, Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Bukayo Saka. They could potentially come on and have an impact in this game. Of course, not counting out the likes of Conor Cody and other names there as well. But we will be underway again shortly. They're currently just still awaiting the start of the second half. But of course, the officials, I'll run you through those as well. They haven't been needed too much so far, which is always a good sign. If we haven't needed VAR, which I'm sure that will play a part, hopefully in England's favour in the second half, not to be biased, but obviously we are an English channel. But the referee and the assistants, and the officials are Bjorn Kuipers of the Netherlands, Sander van Rockel of the Netherlands, and also Erwin Zinstra of the Netherlands as well. VAR is Bastian Denker of Germany, and Paul van Bockel of the Netherlands, Christian Giesemann and Marco Fritz, all German, those last two, and Carlos del Cerro Grande of Spain is the fourth official. And of course, a couple of stats in regards to past meetings as well that I didn't touch on earlier. The Italians have won it 11 times, and then there's been 8 England wins and also 8 draws as well. So the Italians have come out on top the majority of the time. The last 2 meetings, in fact, were both 1-1 draws, and the time before that, the Italians won 2-1 in the World Cup in 2014 with Marchisio giving Italy the lead that day. Daniel Sturridge equalising for England, the former Liverpool man, of course, and Mario Balotelli, remember him, scoring Italy's winner on the 50th minute. Was another one that played at Manchester City as well. In fact, I think he might have even played under Roberto Mancini, I believe, as well. And of course, we mentioned earlier in regards to how it was done with the Italians, 33 games unbeaten, but in this tournament, had a fantastic run in, beating the Turkish, beating Switzerland, beating Wales to go through the group without even conceding a goal and getting maximum points, and then beating Austria in the last 16 and Belgium in the quarters before, of course, the penalty shootout victory by 4-2 against the Spanish. After that one ended 1-1, of course. And then as for England, of course, the first game was a 1-0 victory over Croatia, then a 0-0 with Scotland, then a 1-0 against Czech Republic. So that saw England go through with 7 points. And then obviously the next round after that was the victory over Germany, both from Raheem Sterling and Harry Kane on that occasion. And then of course the game after that, the quarter-final, was the game against the Ukraine when England went and won 4-0. That was of course played out in Rome in Italy, with goals from Harry Kane getting a brace and Harry Maguire as well, and then Jordan Henderson, the other man on the score sheet on that occasion. And then of course in the semis, England were 2-1 victors over the Danes, of course, who took the lead in that game through Mikkel Damsgaard, and then Simon Kerr's own goal was levelled it up before going to extra time. Harry Kane's penalty was originally saved by Kasper Schmeichel, but he was able to put the rebound in and send England through to this final, where of course, if you are joining us late, it's 1-0 to England as well, going into the second half, with of course Luke Shaw, the man who has the goal after about, I believe, 3 minutes, and I think I might have actually lost feed there for a moment or two of the second half, so I will jump in because I think the second half, I'm sure it would have started by now, certainly. Just bear with me for 2 seconds while I get my feed back up and running once more. Hopefully we haven't missed anything much. I'll have to just jump back into this once more now, and currently it's has got underway in fact, and there's just an effort over the top there for the Italians. Jordan Pickford, who just had that one under control and clears it long to Harry Kane now. Apologies about that, everybody. I did have a few technical issues there, and we're 5 minutes in, and I'll keep it here for now, and this means I'll probably be about a minute ahead of JB, but at least I do have the coverage. And for anyone that has just joined us, it is still England leading by a goal to nil, with of course Luke Shaw scoring there. I'll try and be as swift with the transition to JB as I can in the 67th minute, so this means that I might be a minute out, if that's okay with you, JB. But it's an Italian throw-in at this moment in time. And it's going to be taken by Di Lorenzo. It's given to and Calvin Phillips wins that, and now Declan Rice now on to the skipper Harry Kane. That's a good tackle there by Jorginho, and I think it's Insigne, is that one? No, sorry, is it Chiesa in fact, sorry, in possession now for the Italians. Going to whip it across to Insigne, and Kyle Walker heads it back to Jordan Pickford now. It's a good play there by the England acting right-sided centre-back. There's going to be a substitution for the Italians now as well. It looks like the number 16 is going to be coming on, and also the number 11 as well. So that's Berardi being one of those. And the number 16 is, I believe, that is Cristante, also going to be coming on shortly as well. Chiellini in possession now on to, that's Immobile, I think, just been knocked off the ball by Calvin Phillips, but the Italians have it with Jorginho now and Emerson, and I will have to check that is right in terms of the subs as well before I get into that, but it doesn't look like they're going to be making a double sub in a moment, the Italians, as it's an effort wide of goal there and wayward as well by Insigne, and completely miles away that one, not troubling Jordan Pickford, as you can see on the screen in front of me. A couple of people dressed in Super Mario outfits, on a very Italian, of course, as we all know. And the number 16 is going to be the first to come on, which is Cristante. And he's going to come on to replace. This is going to be, let's have a look here. In fact, it's going to be taken after this goal kick. So Jordan Pickford smashes it towards Harry Kane. And it's one in midfield there by Declan Rice, and Calvin Phillips batted in with Barella, and now it's on with Declan Rice once more. Bringing it out to Mason Mount, on to Luke Shaw now. England's goal scorer, of course, and he's won the throw-in here as well now off the Italian fullback Di Lorenzo. So going to take this one now. And there will be the Italian sub before this throw-in gets taken on, probably. Let's have a look here. As Luke Shaw is bouncing the ball, so I think the Italians are going to make this sub now. And it is Barella making way for Brian Cristante. That's the first substitution of this game. And then the number 17, Immobile, is seeing the end of this one as well. And number 11, Domenico Berardi, comes on. So the big target man gets taken off. There's a bit of a surprise there to see him make way, which could potentially see them change in regards to the way that they approach this second half now. It's Luke Shaw onto Raheem Sterling, and he wins the free kick, does he, as well? The referee says yes against Bonucci. Raheem Sterling still down on the floor with a little bit of a injury there, but there's the first yellow card gone to Leonardo Bonucci there, the man who plies his trade at Juventus. And of course, Chiellini also plies his trade at Juventus. Sorry, as well. The two centre backs, of course, 36 and 34, as was mentioned earlier, and this means that Bonucci's going to have to tread carefully now. The younger of the two. It's going to be whipped in here by Luke Shaw. As the referee's just been fitted with a couple of adjustments to his shirt. And Luke Shaw's going to whip this one in. You see Gareth Southgate there, the England manager, looking to lift the first trophy since Alf Ramsey in 1966. The Italians are winning the Euros in 1968, remember, as well. Onto the head of Harry Maguire, and that is over the top and behind from the Manchester United centre-back there, from Luke Shaw's delivery, and Donnarumma now plays it out to Bonucci. Of course, England still leading by Luke Shaw's goal to nil after just before 2 minutes, about a few seconds ahead of 2 minutes, in fact. It's the Italians in possession now with Jorginho. Now it's with Insigne. Out to Chiesa. Got Emerson on the overlap if he needs to use him. Chiesa into the box, and it's a deflection. And now it's a shot at goal by, I think that was Insigne, and it's well saved by Pickford. And then put clear by Declan Rice, and then on to Chiellini for the Italians now. And Bonucci onto Jorginho, and now it's with Di Lorenzo. Di Lorenzo knocks it back into the, I think that was Chiesa that time, but now it's with Bonucci on to, this is the substitute, Cristante, no, it's actually Verratti that time, sorry, on to Jorginho now. Cristante is just on the edge of the box looking for it, but Di Lorenzo has it now and gone behind for an Italian throw, I believe. In fact, it's just having a look here. It was Kieran Trippier that got the block on Chiesa's effort, and Insigne's one was blocked by a mixture of Declan Rice and Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford doing what he needed to do in terms of parrying it away. And the Italians have possession now with Emerson into Verratti. Now it's Jorginho. Back to Marco Verratti once more. Verratti is going to play it into, that was Cristante, I think, but it's given away there, and it's now back with the Italians. Jorginho on to Bonucci, and now Giorgio Chiellini to Juventus man, and now it's Cristante once more. In fact, it was Insigne who dropped back there, sorry, my apologies. Now it's a poor ball out there, was it? And was that kept in play by the Di Lorenzo? In fact, it was, but then not on the second time there, trying to feed the ball through to the Italian Berardi. Couldn't do anything with that, couldn't keep it in play. As England are able to just settle down now as they've won the throw-in. Coming up to 59 minutes almost on the clock, and England still leading by 1-0. Scored just before the second minute. And Harry Maguire in possession. Has it on to, so it's John Stones, sorry, on to Harry Maguire, and Harry Maguire hooks it behind for a throw. And England have to be a little bit careful now. There's a little bit of nerves going into the English game there. The Italians in possession at the moment. It's with Bonucci, now Chiellini, now Jorginho. Here's Chiellini once more. Back to Jorginho, the man, sorry, it's Verratti in fact. And Jorginho, now it's Emerson. In for Spinazzola, remember, the Italian fullback, who of course is injured and misses out in this tournament now. Here's Chiesa. Scored in the semi-final on this ground, remember. Now it's Verratti once more. Insigne. Now it's Jorginho, scored the penalty that won it for the Italians in the last round. Now Di Lorenzo. It's Insigne. It's Verratti, and there's an offside in there against the Italian number 14, Chiesa, and England and their fans and defenders can breathe again. Actually, it's a handball, I believe. I think it comes off his chest and off his hand there, Chiesa. And England are, sorry, it was Emerson, in fact, sorry. He went off the handoff. And you see the England fans trying to G up the Three Lions and trying to get them over the line. Of course, still plenty of time to go in this game. John Stones plays it down the line to Kyle Walker. Now on to Kieran Trippier, looking for Harry Kane. And Chiellini wins that one. Now it's Trippier once more, looking for Sterling. Is he fouled there? Referee says no. Now it's Mason Mount. Calvin Phillips of Leeds. On to Declan Rice of West Ham. Tries to find Raheem Sterling, but it goes through to Donnarumma. Of course, the goalkeeper, who is the AC Milan shot stopper, making his 33rd appearance for his nation. In fact, I believe he's probably kept a clean sheet in all of them. I think he's his first one was the game that they became unbeaten almost. So, sorry, so not clean sheet, sorry, but in terms of unbeaten runs, sorry, I should say. I think he's been involved in all of them, I should say. It's now with Chiellini on to, that's Verratti now. Now, Jorginho out to Di Lorenzo. Gives the ball there to Insigne, was that, and it's gone through to Jordan Pickford, takes a touch and then whacks it into the Italian half. And actually behind, no, not behind, I thought it was going through to out of play there, but it didn't. It's now Verratti from Bonucci's pass. Here's Chiesa. Chiesa for the Italians up against Kyle Walker. Shot a goal, great save there from Jordan Pickford. Got down well there, the Everton shot stopper, and he's able to parry that one away from danger. Good effort there from Federico Chiesa. Jordan Pickford had to be alert, and he was. Now it's Verratti. Now it's with Insigne. Looking for the number 11, the substitute, Berardi, on through to Pickford. There's a good effort there, just showing the replay of this one. It looked like Jordan Pickford had to be alert to it, and he was. It was a great save from the Everton shot stopper there. Got down well to parry it away from danger. Good strong hand on that one. Here's Calvin Phillips now. Now Declan Rice back to Harry Maguire. Out left to Luke Shaw. Down to Mason Mount now. Gone behind off an Italian man, Di Lorenzo, for an England corner. Potentially a good opportunity here for the Three Lions to get a second goal now. Of course, they'll probably send up John Stones and Harry Maguire from the back, alongside the likes of Calvin Phillips and Declan Rice, who'll be in there as well. Harry Kane, of course, now played himself into form, getting a couple of goals in the last few games. Remember, Raheem Sterling on form as well. You see the four-man England line now having a conversation with each other about what to do here. The Italians have got one on the post, Jorginho, I believe. Just whips in, looking for the head of John Stones, and it's over the top there. Donnarumma had to get a hand to that one and parry it over. Good save there from the AC Milan shot stopper, and John Stones there got not a clear connection on it, in fact, and it was able to just be parried over the top from Donnarumma. Almost 64 played. It's whipped in by Calvin Phillips again. It's headed clear by Bonucci on a yellow card, remember. Now it's Luke Shaw, the England goal scorer. Goes back to Jordan Pickford. Jordan Pickford goes long, looking for Luke Shaw again. It's come off an Italian man there, and behind it was off of Di Lorenzo, I believe. I think he was actually looking for Kieran Trippier there, who switched sides for a moment. Now it's Harry Maguire. Now John Stones just had that effort a moment ago. Harry Kane, now Luke Shaw. Back to Maguire again. Now it's Luke Shaw looking to play the ball through to Mason Mount, but Donnarumma comes out and claims that and then just bowls it out to Verratti, and now it's with Emerson and Chiellini and Bonucci exchanging passes. It's with the right back Di Lorenzo now on to Insigne. Now it's with Jorginho and now Verratti. The referee's playing an advantage for a potential foul there, but the Italians still have it with Emerson. Now it's with Marco Verratti again. Trying to find Insigne. It goes back to Di Lorenzo. On to Chiesa, up against Luke Shaw now. England man done well there. It's now back with Di Lorenzo again. Now Bonucci. Knocks it on to Insigne. Now it's with Di Lorenzo. Now Jorginho. Jorginho, the Chelsea man, I should say. Now it's Bonucci. Now Verratti. Patient from the Italians. Out to Chiesa now. Chiesa whips it in. And it's come off the head of John Stones and behind there. In fact, it was Harry Maguire, I should say, and behind there, in fact. Getting my two centre-backs confused. It was a good head there by the Manchester United centre-back. And was able to knock that one back, as he did have, I think it was Berardi coming in behind him. In fact, it was the other sub, Cristante, in fact. So we'll be getting ready to hand over to JB shortly as well. The Italians have a corner now, which is going to be taken by, I think that's Chiesa over it. Whips in. There's a chance here. Is that a foul? And it's in. The Italians have equalised, and it's a goal here from, I think that's Bonucci, the number 19. The original effort hit the post. And just having a look here what happened now in regards to the original one. Jordan Pickford got down well. The effort come back off the post, and Bonucci was there just to prod it in over the line and put it into the back of the net. As you see, some of the Italian fans going mad now. And Jordan Pickford having a word with somebody there. He's not happy with somebody. But the Italians are level. The corner whipped in and by Chiesa. The original header was by, I think it was Jorginho. Chiellini was in there as well. And then saved by Pickford, parries it onto the post. And then there at the right time to put it into the back of the net was Bonucci ahead of Harry Kane, and Roberto Mancini's men are level at 1-1. Being ready to hand over to JB in around about 10 to 15 seconds from now as well. Maybe for a little bit in regards to the final 22 and a bit minutes plus stoppage time, but it's now Italy 1, England 1. Bonucci cancelling out the goal there from Luke Shaw earlier on. England just trying to play it forward, looking for Raheem Sterling, and it's now headed on by Chiellini back to Donnarumma. And this is where I'll bring JB in. I think he's going to take you through to the end of the 90 minutes, and it's currently Italy 1, England 1.
Thanks, Mike. And as things stand, we're on for extra time. And England, I've just seen a replay of that goal, and it's a very unfortunate goal. I'm just actually seeing a replay of it now as the corner came in, and well, unfortunate there for Jordan Pickford, who made a magnificent save, by the way, in all of that. But unfortunately, from the English point of view, that was a great save. Another inch and that goes wide. But you've got to give credit to Bonucci. Right place, right time. Italy are level. 23 minutes to go. Here on JB Sports and the Commentary Hub on Periscope and Twitch. And Twitter as well. And just, if you want to listen to the game, of course, in Arabic, that is with John Kane on, firstly, the Commentary Hub 2, and on his own channel, which is, bear with me a second, JDAC Football. Okay, that's the Arabic commentary. If you want to stay with English commentary, stick with us here on JB Sports and Commentary Hub. So 1-1 then, with nearly 68 minutes gone. Donnarumma has possession for the Italians, who are level in this game. They have had chances. Pickford's made some good saves, but Italy, you've got to say, you can't argue with the equaliser, however unfortunate it may well be. Anyway, here come Italy now with Emerson. Emerson finds Insigne. Insigne now finds Chiesa. Maybe Grealish might be. You would think now at this point Grealish has got to come on now for England. England on the back foot now as Chiesa gets a cross in. It was a dangerous one, but thankfully for England there was no blue shirts in that 6-yard box. If there was, then England would be, well, England would have been in trouble. And that's his first goal in the Championships, incidentally. But this is the incident again. Verratti's header, brilliantly saved by Pickford. Big right hand, wasn't big enough, unfortunately. And in came Bonucci, right place, right time, and it's drawn the Italians. You've got to be honest, let's be honest, deservedly level. They don't know when they're beaten. That's why they're 33 games unbeaten for a reason. They don't give in, they don't let rip. They are very, very good, well organised. And that's the first goal incident where it's another set play that England have conceded from. That's their second goal in the competition, even though Pickford will win the Golden Glove though. And well, they've had the better of it. 71%, 29, 7 attempts to 2, 4 on target to England's 1. It's certainly been Italy's half so far. But England have got to stay in there. They've got to hang their heads. They've got to keep their heads, I should say, not hang their heads. And Gareth Southgate needs to start making substitutions. And we're going to see an England sub in a minute or two. But here comes Emerson down that side. It's a throw-in. And we're going to see Saka. I'm disappointed about that. I wanted to see Jack Grealish. I'm very amazed that Gareth Southgate has kept Grealish back. Now we know Saka's got electric pace, and I'm sure Mike Kahneman will disagree with me, but I didn't think he was the right player. And I honestly felt Trippier's gone off, so Saka will play now for the rest of this game. Trippier, to be fair, has had a good game. But it's the Italians who are celebrating at the moment, and quite rightly so, as Trippier gets a good round of applause from the England fans here. Bonucci now knocks the ball back, the Italian captain. And Bonucci, who got the equaliser. Head to head, 27 previous games. Italy have won 10 of them, England have won 8. 9 drawn, could be the 10th, well, I was going to say the 10th one tonight, but we will go to extra time, possibly penalties. Italy have scored 31 goals in all those games, England 33. That was before tonight. The aggregate now will be 32 Italy and 34 now with those goals tonight. But it's 1-1, and with 20 minutes to go, it could go either way. The pendulum certainly swung Italy's way in the second half. England have really need to cut loose a bit more in the second half. They've been a very, very cautious, possibly too ultra cautious. Italy, they've invited so much Italian pressure, but England now have got to get Saka into the game. Personally, I would have gone for Jack Grealish, but Gareth Southgate's the man. He's not put too many foots wrong as far as making subs at the right time is concerned. Maybe he could work the oracle again, who knows? And if I'm proved wrong, I'll be very, very delighted to be proved wrong. But let's make no mistake, Italy deserve to be level in this game. They've been the better side in this second half. We're inside the last 20 minutes now, 19 to play. And here's Kyle Walker for England. If it's level after 90 minutes, extra time will be needed. And if it does go, Mike Kahneman will do the first half and myself will do the second period. If it goes that far. Mike will do the penalties, and then the trophy lift will be down to me. That's how it's going to happen if we do go to extra time. If it finishes after 90 minutes, then stay with me for the trophy lift. But there's still 18 minutes left to play, and anything can still happen. This is a cup final. We've seen so many twists and turns. We saw a great FA Cup final about a month and a half ago on JB Sports and the Commentary Hub. When in those days there were 2 different channels. They're now amalgamated into one. And Jordan Henderson's going to come on for the second England substitution. And how well has he played himself into form in this run? And England are nervous now. It's all resting now. Or can England just hold out, maybe play extra time onside? And a chance there, and it's volleyed over. It was volleyed over. It was Barani, the substitute. He broke the offside trap. Pickford was... Well, he had daggers at the linesman, but he was onside as that ball was played, and he volleyed it, but volleyed it too high with his left foot. And England here are in danger of losing the opportunity of winning their first championship since '66. Because Italy are all over them now. Declan Rice is coming off. Jordan Henderson will come on. Maybe fresh legs in that midfield could be the difference for England. Can Henderson be that man? England needs something from somewhere now. They are being run ragged by this never say die Italian side who have really been top notch this second half. You've got to say that. Here's John Stones from the short kick out by Pickford, and he's not put a foot wrong tonight, Jordan Pickford. There was a lot of questions raised by me whether he should have been number one at the start of the tournament. If it hadn't been for the injury for Nick Pope, I think he would have been number one, Pope, but hasn't Pickford distinguished himself well? But here come Italy, and they're on the charge now. Chances inside the penalty area, and it was a terrific run there by Cristante, who just burst in there, almost Michael Thomas style, from a few years ago. Remember that '89 championship decider when he burst through and beat Grobbelaar and all those years ago? Well, he almost did that then, and almost put a dagger in England's hearts. Stones has got to get it away. England are so sloppy and so ragged at the moment. Italy well on top, swarming England like bees here in an honeypot. And here's Chiesa playing out on the left-hand side as opposed to the right-hand side. Walker across, that's better for England. That's what we want to see more of. They need to get Saka on the ball, but not that far down they need to get him further up the field. And Italy get the throw in. I have to say, it looked an English throw to me. Bjorn Kuipers has made a bit of a ricket there as far as I'm concerned, but it's an Italian throw. They do deserve to be level. And that's the situation. Shaw with the quickest goal ever in European Championship final history on 2 minutes. Bonucci equalised on 67 minutes just before Mike handed over to me. Quarter of an hour remains in this final. If there's no further scoring, we will bring you extra time, folks. And if it's still level after that, we'll bring you the penalty shootout. Maguire cuts out that attempted through ball. Very coolly done. And then Maguire just booted out of play, which might just give England a little bit more field position. But England need to start they need to bring on Grealish and quick, because quite honestly, Grealish gives England a new dimension when he comes on the field. That's why I was amazed that Saka came on, to be perfectly honest. They haven't got him on the ball yet, but they need fresh energy now, England. They need something. They can't really afford to be conservative at this stage of proceedings. 14 minutes left to play. We've played 76 minutes of this Euro 2020 final. Italy 1, England 1. That is the scoreline at the moment. As things stand, football is not coming home just yet. But Italy have been the better side second half. Let's make no ifs or buts about it. Bonucci got the equaliser in possession inside the centre circle. Finds Chiellini, plays it on in turn to Verratti. Verratti back to number 8 now. Jorginho, the Chelsea man. And England on the back foot. Italy doing all the attacking, all the oppressing at the moment. England needs something. They need a moment of genius from somebody, a moment of pure genius from somebody here in a white shirt tonight. England so near, but as usual, running every Englishman, woman and child, boy and girl through the mill, as always. It's been like that for the last 50 years. Phillips intercepts, finds Kane, who's far too deep for my liking. Henderson flicks it on, can't find his fellow substitute Saka. And Maguire goes down. No foul. Looked a foul to me. It is a foul. England have got the decision. Verratti doesn't like it, but beyond Kuipers, there was a few hearts in mouths there. Because for 1 second he was very indecisive. It's definitely a foul, but for one moment I thought he was playing on, and then it took what seemed like it was a 2-second pause, but it seemed like 5 hours. And in the end he made the decision. But Christ almighty. Talk about putting hearts in mouths. Here's Maguire now for England on halfway. He's been chopped down, and the referee says free kick, I think. Yes. And a few England fans offering prayers, and this is tense. It's going to be tight. It's going to be this and that now. There's a young woman with red fingernails on now, Ukraine. I'm surprised he hasn't bitten them, although they are looking as if they're false nails. Anyway, Saka on the ball, free kick to England. And the referee now giving England a flurry of free kicks, which is getting them further forward. This is better. This is a lot better from England. Saka, a bit more energy and drawing 1 or 2 tackles from the Italians. 11 and a half minutes, I should say, to go. Kyle Walker's going to take the free kick. Can England nick a late goal here? If they can't, and there's no further scoring, we go to extra time. This has got to be a moment now for England. They've got to take this chance. They've worked so hard to get to this final. They've been so superb in the knockout rounds, beating the Germans, beating the Ukraine along the way. Shaw tips the ball into Maguire. Can't be found there on that far right hand post. Saka intercepts, but he's lost it to Chiesa, who goes down the left hand side. Walker's got a track with him. Saka's helping him out, but Chiesa's away. But Walker's pace and strength bails England out. There was no foul there. Walker used his strength superbly, and Saka draws another free kick. And Chiesa is prostrate on the ground, and I'm sorry to say that was a fair tackle. I'm sorry, but Kyle Walker there did terrific. Used his strength superbly. Nothing wrong with that tackle whatsoever. Nothing wrong at all with that. It was a good run by Chiesa, but in fact Walker did well, used his strength, and Kelvin Phillips got the ball cleanly, in my opinion. I think Chiesa is genuinely hurt, let's be fair, and I'm not sure I don't think he's making a meal of this. And there we go. And Mike, of course, making the point that England need to get at Bonucci. Of course, he's carrying a yellow card, but it's his goal that's leveled the count here for the Italians. Just seen a replay here. There could have easily been a foul there on Chiellini in the build-up there from John Stones, to be honest, but it mattered not as far as the Italians were concerned. And Bonucci, let's give him credit. Right place, right time. And we're at 1-1 with 10 minutes of the game to play, and Harry Kane calling for calm at that precise moment, but England have not been anything but calm. Anything but calm at the moment. They just need one moment of genius, one moment of light, and maybe, just maybe, football could come on, but it's a long way to go yet. Remember, we're about 10 minutes away. There's going to be quite a number of... Yeah, he is genuinely injured. There's no play acting going on, quite clearly. But it was a fair tackle, to be fair. 9 to go, but we've had about 3 minutes that will be added on. Walker and Sterling, the two Manchester City colleagues. Sir Geoff Hurst, who scored the hat-trick on that famous day on the 30th of July 1966. Well, he looks on. Sir Geoff Hurst, of course, he got a knighthood. And of course, Gareth Southgate getting to become the first England manager since the late great Sir Alf Ramsey to win a major tournament since that famous day on the 30th of July 1966. At the moment, Italy and England are deadlocked at 1-1. And we've got a substitution, I think. Yeah, Bernard Skecchi is going to come on. And it looks as if it's Chiesa that's going off. I think his night is over. And he is limping, and that is actually quite a bad injury, to be fair. That's a huge blow for the Italians. There was a stretcher there if needs be, but Chiesa, I think that's his race run now. He's going to try and play on, but Bernard Skecchi is going to come on. They're not ready yet to bring him on. So Italy temporarily now down to 10 men. We're back underway with about 7.5 minutes, but there's going to be a huge chunk of stoppage time at the end of this second half, because it took at least 2.5 to 3 minutes for Chiesa to receive any treatment. Now Stones plays it to Walker. Can England sup up some more stamina and some more durability and some courage in the next 7 or 8 minutes plus stoppage time to have a go now? Mount has it on the far side. Mount is faced by Bonucci and Di Lorenzo here. Has to go back to Shaw, whose goal after 2 minutes had put England ahead. And now he's got Mount in behind. Mount to the byline. Holds it back. Saki's there, but his first touch was poor. And He just couldn't find Kane. I think he tried to control it with his chest and he took too heavy a touch. But here's Kyle Walker from Kelvin Phillips. Now back to Phillips. Right hand side, he goes in field. Finds John Stones, who came close earlier on before the Italians equalised with a super header that was tipped over brilliantly by Donnarumma. England need a break here. Maguire finds Stones in the centre circle inside the Italian half. Henderson now for England. Finds Kyle Walker. Walker now. Finds Saka. Saka will have a run at them. No, he's going back to Phillips. And Phillips has drawn the foul. Free kick to England. Just prior midway, another yellow card comes out. And it's Insigne, the Napoli man, who's complaining. Let's have a look in the replay. I'm just seeing the replay. Phillips gets there first. Definite foul. I'm not sure if it's a yellow card offence. It's definitely a free kick. Not sure. I think a yellow card was probably a little harsh, but nevertheless, 6 minutes to go plus stoppage time. England have a free kick in a very good position. It's just midway inside. It's halfway inside the Italian half, so it's past the halfway mark. England have got plenty forward. 4 on the edge of the area, 5 if you include Maguire in a line on the edge of the area. Declan Rice, this has to be the best free kick of your life, son. Rice now brings the ball into towards the back post, looking to Stones, headed away, it'll come to Sterling, leaves it for Shaw, who strikes it left-footed, but it's not troubling the scorers, and he won't be getting his second goal of the evening. And really, you could say that was a chance wasted for England, because they could have had a good position if he'd just played it out to Sterling on the left-hand side. And as predicted, Chiesa will be replaced by Bernard Skecchi. So there we go. So Bernard Skecchi now will come on. And he's getting a good reception there from the Italian fans. No goal tonight. He's had a good run now. He's going off almost in tears, the poor lad. He's had a good tournament though, Chiesa, son of Federico Chiesa of Juventus. But Bernard Skecchi is a terrific talent as well, and he's one that England will have to watch like hawks. We've had a streaker on as well, Kieran reports. I must admit the cameras didn't spot it, and I didn't spot it. But there's going to be a good chunk of stoppage time as well. So England are level, and they've been forced level, and it's a frustrating second half for England. But a good one for the Italians, but they have lost one of their talisman now. Chiesa has been substituted for injury. That's a sad sight to see a player of his quality taken off like that. But thankfully he was up and on his feet, but he's gingerly walking away. Ball played forward from Italy, but it's going to go on to Jordan Pickford. So 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go in this 90, as we come towards the 90th minute in the Euro 2020 final. We'll hold back for man of the match just in case any goals are scored late on in this game. And we've got a streaker arm on the field. There is the streaker. This is not what we need, quite frankly. I knew something like this might happen at some point tonight. It's not going to help the players. It's not going to help anybody here. Gareth Southgate, it's the last thing he needs in the England side, just when they think they might be building some momentum here. Maguire looks ashen-faced. It's not what we need right now. It's the European Championships final. We're playing for high stakes, and somebody does a foolish thing like that. It's not acceptable. UEFA have just fined England for misdemeanors in the crowd from the semi-final with the laser pen. I think the streak has been taken away by stewards. But any momentum England or Italy, for that matter, may have had has been diminished straight away. And when we get a stoppage like that, it's just absolutely uncalled for at this point in time. It really is. And I am disgusted to see it. I really am. We don't need people like that coming on and trying to spoil what's been a great game of football. Let's not make any bones about it. That is for sure. And anyway, we've got about 2 minutes plus stoppage time. It looks as if we're going to extra time. If that is the case, Mike Arneman will be your man for the first period, and then I'll take over for the second period. It has to be played to a finish tonight. If it goes to penalties, we will explain the rules of penalties as we go along. But here's Raheem Sterling, turning away on the left-hand side. He runs towards the area. Still Sterling, into the area. Still going. He's not kept that in. It's a goal kick. He couldn't keep it in at the byline. And Italy get the goal kick. But that's the first time, I think, for a long time in this second half that I've seen an England player exploding to life. And Sterling found a bit of energy from somewhere. But the Italian defence was too coy for him. And good strength there by Bonucci. But remember, he's got to be careful because he's on a yellow card, of course. Italy 1, England 1 on the commentary hub. JB Sports, Periscope, Twitch and Twitter. If you want John Kane's Arabic commentary, it is. It will be. I will check that in a second. I'll check that in a second as well. It's JDAC Football and Commentary Hub 2 if you want the Arabic version commentary of this game. But if you want the English version, it's JB and Mike Arneman for Commentary Hub. And here comes Phillips dispossessing dispossessing Cristante halfway. Feeds Raheem Sterling, who looks to go down blind hours again, and then he goes down. Referee thinks about it, tells Sterling to get up. And here come Italy now on the break with Bernard Skecchi, number 20. Jordan Henderson to face him. Phillips comes across, and what a game he's had, the Leeds man. He's had a terrific match. We're inside the final 15 seconds of normal time. Bernard Skecchi wants a throw in for the Italians, but let's see if that was a foul. Did look a push to me, but the referee said no. So 5 seconds to go. Sterling needs to just shut up arguing and just get on with the game. There's still a game to be won. We're into stoppage time. Still might be won yet in stoppage time. The fourth official from Spain, that's Carlos Del Quiero Grande, will be the man to give us all the important numbers and figures of this stoppage time. We're into it now, and he hasn't held up the board yet. 6 added minutes, I'm fearing. 6 added minutes. Drama now. It's going to be cranked up, mainly for the Chiesa incident, and mainly, of course, for substitutions and the streaker. So 6 minutes added on, folks. That'll raise the spirits. Now the 12th man's getting behind England. Can they do it? They've got a free kick on the far side, about 10 yards inside the Italian half. Can they do it, England? It's going to be the late show now, isn't it? Can they do it? England fans are praying. They are absolutely praying. Shaw will take the free kick, left-footed into the Italian penalty area. Maguire wins the first header. Can Stones win the second ball? No, he can't. Italy get it out and they get the free kick. Foul there on Verratti, and England, and the momentum they may have had from that free kick has been diminished straight away. And Mancini now sat in his seat. So we played a minute and a half almost of the 6 minutes. So 4.5 to go, folks. Italy 1, England 1 is the scoreline here at Wembley Stadium in the Euro 2020 final. With Mike Arneman and myself. If you want the Arabic commentary with John Kane, Commentary Hub 2 is one of the 2 places you can go to listen to that. But if you want the English version, stay right here on either Commentary Hub, JB Sports, Periscope, Twitter or Twitch. Here is a chance now for Italy. The cross comes in. There's no Italian shirt within 5 yards. And Walker and Insigne tangling, and Walker wins the duel. And now gets Saka away down that side, but Bonucci, or Chiellini, the experienced campaigner he is, doing some terrific defending there. We're coming up towards 5 to 10 on a Sunday night here at Wembley Stadium. Here's the kick away from Pickford. It's a long kick looking towards Sterling, who could have got onto that flick header back by Bonucci, but Bonucci was too coy a player to make an elementary mistake like that, and got it back to his goalkeeper Donnarumma very well. He's probably been very underemployed in this second half, Donnarumma, when you think about it. He had that one save from the corner kick by Stones from memory. And anyway, here's Emerson of Chelsea, well, plays for Chelsea rather, plays for Italy tonight though. Ball played in there. Phillips again for the umpteenth time, getting a good footing where it mattered for England. But they're still on the rack. We've played 3 of the 6 minutes. 93 gone. Still another 3 to go. In minutes, that is. Otherwise, we are going into that half an hour's extra time, and that will be the 3rd time that Italy have got into that extra half an hour. It will be the 2nd time throughout England's run that they've gone into extra time. They went into extra time, of course, against the Danes. Scored, of course, that Harry Kane penalty, which, of course, was saved by Schmeichel, despite best attempts of a laser pen, rather, and then it was knocked in anyway, the rebound by Captain Kane. And England and Italy now absolutely locked together now. A lot of tight players on, and of course both England and Italy can make an extra substitution, by the way, in extra time. And here is Insigne, the Napoli man, plays it back out now. Here's Verratti of PSG, gets it forward, but he can't, and he's been snuffed out. Kane flicks it on, can't find Henderson, and Chiellini can get it back to his centre back Bonucci. In fact, they're both teaming up with each other's families and going on holiday together once this tournament is over. That's how inseparable they are, but they've got just the 200 odd caps between them, which shows how good a partnership and a good house, and shows how good an understanding the 2 centre backs of Italy do have. But it's 1-1 here now with about 90 seconds of stoppage time to play, and it's Bonucci now looking to pick a way through this England defence. And here is Bernard Skecki, and that's a good run now by Cristiante. That's a good cross, and Walker, oh my goodness me, that was risky from Kyle Walker, but he got it back to Jordan Pickford. How, I will not quite sure. Good long bomb down there by Pickford, but it goes to the other goalkeeper. Italy attacking the goal, of course, to my left, England to the right. We've got a minute of the 6 remaining. 1 minute remains of stoppage time. Still level here, the deadlock still to be broken. If there's no further scoring, we're going to extra time, and Phillips again gets another good foot in there. Umpteen times he's got in there and done really well. We might go to our panel of Nicholas Jones, John Kane and Russ Vernon maybe to choose the man of the match, because it may be a hard one to call there. So we'll go to Kieran in the panel as soon as the final whistle sounds. We're 30 seconds away from that. England may still score in that time if Saka gets away. Oh, that's surely a foul! He pulled him back, and it was a deliberate foul, and the referee has got to get his yellow card out, and it's quite rightly booked Chiellini for that. Saka was down and away, and there was a clear shirt tug, no doubt about it. Look at that, that's poor. The Italians will say it's a professional foul, but that really was ridiculous. We played 6 minutes. Chiellini deserves his yellow card. Goodness me. What a finish to this final now. Can England force one moment of genius from somewhere now? Can they summon up the courage? Privilege with the 3 kick. We're 20 seconds over the 6 minutes. Referee Kuipers checks his watch for the final time, and there goes the whistle. So we're still deadlocked after 90 minutes at 1-1, and now we're going to the heart-rending business of an extra 30 minutes more. Bonucci's goal after 67 minutes cancelled out that 2nd minute goal from Luke Shaw, and it means now, folks, we've got an extra 30 minutes coming up. Mike Arneman will be your commentator for the first period of extra time, then I'll take over for the 2nd period. But at the moment, it's going nowhere. It's not going home, and it's not coming home, and it's not coming home. We've got 30 minutes more to come, folks. I'm going to hand you back to Kieran Riley now with the scoreline at the end of 90 minutes with extra time to come. Italy 1, England 1. Kieran Riley.
Wow, what a final this has been. Bit of a sloppy goal. Kane should have got to that, but it's a shame. We were doing so well, but Italy came out attacking. Well, we got this quick break. Russ, thoughts of the 2nd half before you have to go back, mate? We're going to extra time. What do you think?
Yes, Italy were the better side in the 2nd half, and Italy kept pushing us back. Towards the end of the 2nd half, we began to get back on top. We began to pile on a few pressures towards the end, and Chiellini at the end there should have been sent off. And I'm going to agree with what Maestro said in the private chat here with us. tonight. Got to get Grealish on. Get Grealish on. Get Grealish to Bonucci and Chiellini and get one of them sent off. If we can get one of those two centre-offs sent off, we've got a really good chance of winning this. I think we're going to nick it. We're going to win it 1-0 in extra time. 2-1 overall. Come on, England. It's coming home.
We'll certainly have to wait and see, won't we, Russ? Nick, your take on the second half, quickly, please, mate.
I felt England was starting to run out of steam. They were beginning. They started strong, but then they sort of faded back, and that gave Italy the chance to equalise.
Yeah, it's certainly one of those difficult. What about that foul right at the end? I think that was a straight red card because he nearly bloody choked him as he pulled him down. I don't know what you and Russ thought about that, but I certainly thought that was worthy of the red card.
I initially thought it was worthy of a red at first, but I felt that it would have been if he'd been a bit more forceful.
What about you, Russ?
I said him, I think, Kieran, that it should have been, when they did me round up, he should have been sent off because he knew what he was doing, and that he should have been sent off for that. He should have already been booked earlier on in the game, and for the fouls they did earlier on in the game. That should have been his second yellow. He should be off now, Chiellini.
Okay, thank you very much. Mike Hahnemann, your take on the second half, quick please, mate.
Yeah, so I think when you look at that, Bukayo Saka was away. Do I think it's a red card? It probably would be if it was further up the pitch, but the fact it was on the the halfway point rather than any further up the pitch is why he got away with that one for me. And it was only a yellow card. Just seeing a replay of the goal as well. Jordan Pickford got down very, very well. And he was really unlucky. Got a really good hand to the first one. And then Bonucci there was just there at the right time to put it in. You see Pickford's frustration as well. But yeah, we go again for 15 more minutes. And, Bukayo Saka's come on and he's started to get into the game a little bit now. But we've really got to see Jack Grealish. And the more we see of him in the second half, as Russ pointed out, if we can get at these Italian back line both on yellow cards, then that might be where it's won.
Certainly. Right then, JB, quickly before we kick off, what was your thoughts on that? Was it a red card, do you think, or not? Oh, okay, JB is still a little bit AFK there. So, second half of extra time coming up. I'm now going to hand back to Mr. Mike Hahnemann for the first half of extra time. Mike, over to you, mate. Now biting half an hour. Let's go, England.
Thank you, mate. It's just about to be England to get underway in a moment, but the Italians, in fact, are making a substitution. Number 9, Belotti, is coming on, and he is going to replace. Just going to see who he's going to come on for. There's you should see Jordan Henderson there having a discussion with Bukayo Saka. I think it's the number 10 Insigne coming off for Belotti. So another of the Italian talismen are making way, because he was on a yellow card as well. Remember, the Italian number 10 there has been replaced by Belotti. They're probably going to go for this one a bit more and get 2 up front now, and it's Harry Maguire in possession of John Stones as well. John Stones gets it back from Jordan Henderson now, and it's gone off of the number 6 there, Verratti, and behind for a throw-in for England. Just the start of the extra period, of course. Italy 1, England 1 is the score at this moment in time. Will football be going home, or will it be going to Rome? We don't know yet. No clearer at all as to where it's going to be heading at this moment in time. Italy have a free kick just inside the England half, though. Verratti's over it. And take it there because it's Chiellini. Back to Verratti now. There's Bonucci. Both, as I mentioned a minute ago, on yellow cards, so they've got to be careful throughout this extra 30 minutes. Of course, I'm sure they will be, though. The experience that they've got between them, as JB mentioned, over 200 appearances for them, for their country. Plenty more if you include club football as well. Here's Bernardeschi now, up against Jordan Henderson. And there's a foul there by, looked like it was an elbow maybe, by Emerson towards the face of Jordan Henderson there. Let's have a look at this one again. Jordan Henderson went down No, it was okay. It wasn't an elbow there. It did look like it went to be an elbow for a moment, but actually Emerson just kind of went across him with his body rather than actually his elbow, which is why he's getting away with that. Even a yellow card there, the Chelsea man. Still, Italy 1, England 1. Coming up to the second minute of extra time. Of course, 30 to play, 15 either way for those that don't know. Not big football fans, but of course the Euros are keeping everybody on their toes. So we will keep you informed of how it all works. Here's Belotti now for the Italian. It's whipped in by Di Lorenzo towards, I think that was Berardi. And it's well headed there by Harry Maguire, put behind for a Italy throw. Done very well there, did the Manchester United man. Got his head to that one and was just able to knock it behind. Got a bit of a whack to the head there as well. Jordan Pickford's over this free kick now. Still yet to concede from open play, remember, as well. Both goals been from set pieces, a free kick and from a corner respectively. Here's Bukayo Saka now, the Arsenal man. Now it's with Kyle Walker. Now John Stones. Across the back to Harry Maguire, his centre-back partner. Goes forward now, looking for Mason Mount of Chelsea. Luke Shaw's on the overlap. Gave England the early lead, remember, after 1 minute and 57 or 56 seconds, which seems so long ago right now. It's Luke Shaw with the throw. Looks like the Italians are going to bring on Manuel Locatelli in a moment as well, which will be their final, their fourth or fifth sub, I believe. Let's have a look now. But I know that they've certainly made at least 3 subs. I think this is actually probably their 5th sub, in fact. Because they do have an extra one for extra time as well. Remember, as Raheem Sterling just fouled his man there, and it was Jorginho. And it looked like there was a few expletives towards the England man there from the Chelsea centre mid as well. There's Di Lorenzo threw it to Jorginho, and Jorginho was fouled there, shoved off the ball by Raheem Sterling, and he certainly took a exemption to that, did the Italian number 8. Now it's Donnarumma to Chiellini, now Bonucci. Chiellini once more. We'll see this Italian sub shortly. As well, of course, England still yet to use Jack Grealish, still yet to use Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jadon Sancho. Now, there is options on the bench for Gareth Southgate as well as for Roberto Mancini to win the game for their respective nations. Here's Chiellini from Verratta's pass now, out to Emerson. Chiellini once more, on to Bonucci. 4 and a bit minutes of extra time gone. Bonucci's long ball looking for the number 11 Berardi, but Jordan Pickford comes out and does really well there to comfortably claim that. He's going to take the touch here and then throw it out to John Stones as well. Now it's Calvin Phillips of Leeds United. Here's John Stones once more. Back into Calvin Phillips in the midfield again. Plays it out wide left to Luke Shaw. Now it's with Mason Mount. It's a chance here. Jordan Henderson looking for Raheem Sterling. Got Harry Kane in support. Raheem Sterling tries to get it across, and it goes behind off of Giorgio Chiellini, and it's gone behind, I think, for an England corner. I will confirm though. I think they take a deflection off the England man, but it was a bit of good play there from England, and it actually did come off of Chiellini last, and I think it is going to be an England corner now. You see the two centre backs fist pumping each other. They're certainly good mates as well, and Verratti is the man to make way for Locatelli, the Italian substitute. Been linked with Arsenal, of course. He's also been linked with a move to Juventus as well, the Sassuolo centre mid. He's just entered the fray now. Of course, there's a part to play in this tournament. He's only a young man, 23. Luke Shaw's corner. It's headed clear there, but only as far as Calvin Phillips, and he shoots at goal. And Phillips fires just wide there. That's not too far away from the Leeds United man. That would have been lovely if he was to score for England. Certainly would have dedicated that one to Granny Val, no doubt, as well. Just wide of the goal there from Calvin Phillips. And couldn't quite direct that on target. And Jack Grealish will be entering the fray in a moment as well for the Three Lions. About time as well. Trying to think whether he'll come on for maybe Mason Mount. Sorry, will probably be the man I'll take off. I'm not too sure what Gareth Southgate will do, but we shall wait and see if it is Mount that makes way. But I will confirm when I know. It's England Italy in possession. It's now with England over. Harry Maguire. It's touched by Harry Kane now. Now it's Jordan Henderson. And this ball down, very poor. Look towards Mason Mount, but it ended up going out of play for an Italian throw. And you see Kieran Trippier there helping out Jack Grealish to get his shirt on. Of course, he's played his part. Trippier got an assist for the goal, and now he's helping out the sub as well. So even though he's been substituted, still having a part to play. Now it's Di Lorenzo for the Italians, and Harry Maguire gets it clear. Was he fouled there? The referee says no, he wasn't, and gone behind for an Italy throw. Of course, you're listening to the Commentary Hub and JB Sports in partnership for this Euro 2020 tournament. Of course, delayed. As you see a lady there just waving a Jack Grealish shirt as well. Mrs. Jack Grealish on it with a number on it as well. Here's Manuel Locatelli for the Italians now. Here's Mason Mount making way. I did call it correctly then for the Aston Villa man. Still 1-1 in this close encounter. Of course, it's an opportunity for the Italians now, and it's gone for Belotti to have the effort. It took a deflection off Harry Maguire into the hands of Jordan Pickford. And he's going to bowl this one out, looking for Mason Mount at the moment. He will just be making way in a moment though with the Chelsea man. He's just won a free kick though, and he's taken that quickly, and in fact the referee is going to say to him, it's your time up, and he's going to be replaced now to be replaced by Jack Grealish. Let's see whether Jack Grealish can have an impact now off the substitutes bench for Gareth Southgate's Three Lions. But that will be something to talk about come around about 11 o'clock, the impact that Jack Grealish has had on this game. We're about 6 minutes away from the end of the first period of extra time. Remember, Italy and England both were in extra time in the last round, the semi-final. The Italians going all the way to penalties after their 1-1 draw with Spain. And they were victorious by 4-2 in the end, with Jorginho scoring the winner. And England, of course, winning the game in extra time because of Harry Kane's goal after the penalty was originally saved, and he was able to put in the rebound. Here's Calvin Phillips now. Bukayo Saka for England into the box, is it? No. Calvin Phillips is down on the edge of the area, but Luke Shaw. It's Belotti smashes it clear now for the Italians, but only as far as Harry Maguire, and he goes back to Jordan Pickford now. 5 minutes remaining of the first 15. Here's Harry Maguire once more. It's now Calvin Phillips again, up against Cristante. Now it's Kyle Walker, the right back. Gets it back from Sterling. Has to go backwards to John Stones though. John Stones is giving it to Jordan Pickford. See Kieran there on the camera waving them forward. Now it's Harry Kane in possession. It's given away. It's Bonucci though. It's the Italians there with Belotti just caught offside. Still Italy 1, England 1. Roberto Mancini and Gareth Southgate still locked in a stalemate. We're not too sure. Here's Jack Grealish now for England. Not too sure where football's heading at the moment. Here's Grealish for England. Into the box he goes. Jack Grealish gives it to Saka. Was unlucky there. Jack Grealish, right idea, but Bukayo Saka just couldn't get onto the end of it, the Arsenal man. It's good play by Jack Grealish. Lovely little back heel. And I think the touch by Di Lorenzo, in fact, also helped the Italians there in terms of the defending. It's very good defending from the right fullback. Is Bonucci now. Gets it to Chiellini. And he's going to trip over his own 2 feet there, but he was able to keep steady and play it out to Emerson. Emerson was fouled, was he, by Kyle Walker. The referee says no, England throw-in. Here's the skipper, Harry Kane. In fact, the free kick has been given, I believe. Gareth Southgate, if it might have been an Italian throw. Let's have a look here now. Either that or he wasn't happy. Yeah, it was an Italian ball there. Thrown in by Emerson, looking for, that's Bernardeschi, I believe. It's now the Italian striker Berardi though. Now it's with Grealish. Now Harry Maguire. Going to play it down the line, looking for Raheem Sterling, but that one's just wayward and out of play. And you just see very raw passion from the England fans at Wembley right now. And of course, you see the first time this has been a full Wembley Stadium as well, remember. And great to have a full capacity back in Wembley Stadium after a rough 18 months or so. Be bittersweet for England if they're able to bring it back to their very own nation after everything that's happened. But of course, Italy have had their own downfalls and setbacks as well. Emerson whips it in, and it's looking for, I think that was might have been Berardi or Belotti, it was one of them. And Jordan Pickford there, it was actually towards, I think it was, let's have a look here, Locatelli was in there, was towards the substitute Berardi, I believe. We'll have a look in a moment. It was a good delivery from Emerson. And it was actually the number 20, the Bernardeschi, that almost got on the end of it. They're claiming something, the Italians there, but the referee didn't want to give it in favour of them anyway. So it's an England ball, and Pickford clears it long for Harry Kane, but headed back by Bonucci to his goalkeeper Donnarumma. And we will be heading over to JB shortly, but still locked at 1-1 in this first period. Chiellini gets it from Bonucci, and now they just exchange passes, and Bonucci has it back. Goes out to, that was the number 10, but number 20 Bernardeschi again, but now it's two centre backs exchanging passes, and up to Emerson on the left hand side. Now it's the number 16 for Italy, which is Cristante. Goes to go long, looking for an opportunity here now though, and it's shot by Locatelli, is it? And it's a good block there by Harry Maguire. Does really well there, the England centre back. We're going into additional time shortly. Harry Kane battling there with the Italian midfielder. Has he won? So he's given away a foul there. Yes, he has. The referee there, Bjorn Kuipers from the Netherlands, didn't like the look of that one from Harry Kane on Jorginho. The two London-based players, of course, battling it out. Of course, they do so in the Premier League for Chelsea and Tottenham, respectively, as well. And it's going to be taken here by the Italians now, and just playing it around over to Chiellini, and now Bonucci. Now it's Jorginho looking for Di Lorenzo now. Plays it through to Locatelli, and it's Harry Maguire to get that one to Jack Grealish, who just barged off the ball there by Di Lorenzo. But it's an England throw. So we'll be handing over to JB shortly as well. Something looks like it might have happened there. Kieran's got a hand in the mouth. I wonder what that's all about. But it's Jordan Pickford now with this goal kick. Goes long here, does Jordan Pickford, looking for Harry Kane, but Bonucci there onto Henderson, looking for Grealish, and Jorginho there. Now it's Saka now. Harry Kane wins it, does he? No, Locatelli now. It's an England free kick there. We're over the minute of additional time. There's a handball there against Locatelli. Harry Kane involved, the England skipper. Will this be a shot at goal from Luke Shaw, or will this be played into the box for Harry Kane or Raheem Sterling or John Stones to get on the end of? Harry Maguire, remember, as well. Be a good time for England to score now if they were to do so. Right on the stroke of half time. Luke Shaw over this. Referee's having a word with the Italian wall. See a young kid there just biting his fingernails or her fingernails. He actually, that's Luke Shaw, whips it in. There's a few Italian bodies there fouled as I think it was the striker Berardi that went down in the end, and it was a header over from Jordan Henderson, but the free kick had already been given, and that sees the end of the first half. That brings that to a conclusion, and we'll hand it back over to Kieran for a moment while the two sides have a chat with their respective managers. But we're still deadlocked. Italy 1, England 1, and JB, the second half is all yours, mate, and it's going to be a cracker as well. Just mark my words.
Oh God, who'd want to be an England fan today? Oh my God, it's another nail-biting extra time. Obviously by this point last time we were 1 goal up and already winning after the Harry Kane penalty in the Denmark game, but this is definitely going to be a nail-biting 15 minutes. Can someone break the deadlock? Will it be England? Will Italy break the hopes and dreams of every England fan across the country and around the world by netting one? Who's going to win? We don't know. Could this go to penalties? If it goes to penalties, I don't think I can watch. It's going to be another tough 50 minutes. But look, I could see Rashford is getting ready to come on. It looks like Marcus Rashford, the United striker, is getting ready to come on. It's going to be a very interesting second half. JB, last 15 minutes, mate. It's all you. Take it away, sir.
Thank you, Kieran Riley. Welcome back. And the whole joint at Wembley, as I talk to you now, is absolutely jumping. And also the Italians are adding their flavour to it all. It's very tense. It's going to be close. 15 minutes more to decide it. Otherwise, we've got that heart-rending business, as Kieran Riley has just alluded to, of a penalty shootout. We'll hear from Russ Werning and Nicholas Jones at the conclusion of this game. And John Kane, if you want the commentary in Arabic, John Kane's channel has got it. Plus, it'll be on Commentary Hub 2 as well. But here on JB Sports, the Commentary Hub YouTube channel, Periscope, Twitch and Twitter, this really is the final countdown. 50 more minutes to find a winning goal. Otherwise, that heart-rending business for the Henri Demay Trophy will go to a penalty shootout. You can see a Burnley St George's flag there. Well, at least Burnley are represented in the crowd. Marcus Rashford, as Kieran Riley alluded to just a few moments ago, is ready to come on for the second period of extra time. I assume it will be for Raheem Sterling. I would assume that, but I could be wrong. As we see the Italians now in good voice and in good spirits, so too are the English fans. 90,000 here, it's a full house. And it's the only one and only time we'll see a full house in this championship, of course, because this will be the final match, of course, of the championship. And Mike is now going to take a bit of a break now. And Italy will get us away in the second period of extra time. And I'm just wondering, Sterling is still on the field. And I think he will be coming on in a little while, but as far as I can make out, Rashford is not on yet. But away we go now in the second period of extra time. So 15 more minutes to find a winning goal here as England and Italy battle it out for the Henri Demay Trophy. Won by Italy 1968. It was known as the European Nations Cup in those days. And they were winning, as Mike alluded to, after a replay. Meanwhile, in the real world, Maguire's going to get a yellow card in the present. I think that's the first yellow card England have had. It's a foul there on number 9 for Italy, which is Belotti. I'm just trying to think who he replaced as well. Because obviously I was running in and out as well earlier on, so I'm obviously trying to keep up with everything at the moment. So Belotti is definitely on. We're still waiting to get the Rashford substitution as I talk to you here, but it is a free kick to England, and this to Italy rather, and this is danger. Massive danger. Can England hold on in there? Pickford will have to be wary here. It's about 30 yards from goal. There's a 3-man England wall. We've had 90 seconds of the second half of extra time. Can Bernard-Skeggi fire a dagger into the heart? It's Bernard-Skeggi, and the goalkeeper fumbled and got it at the second attempt as Jorginho came flying in there trying to mop up any pieces on the rebound. It's the first mistake I can actually remember Jordan Pickford making in the match, as the ball is snuck forward towards Raheem Sterling. Ball's out of play, will be an English throw in line with the 18-yard line. So a little bit of a lucky escape for England. Still 1-1 here in extra time in the Euro 2020 final, live here. And I can also confirm, and I'll confirm it, can also confirm that JB Sports will be using the commentary hub fee for the next domestic season. That was a deal Russ and I struck up during the championship, so you'll hear plenty more of these commentators on our YouTube, my YouTube channel. As the throw-in comes in, a chance here for Grealish inside the area, blocked away. Saka's there too. Kane is there offering support. Kane takes possession on the penalty area. Edge of the area. Into Josh Stones. Good fist away. Good fist away that was by Donnarumma. England so near, but not so far. Phillips now goes in. Saka flying in. Oh, England so near to scoring another goal. Good bunny up there. Good dummy by the referee. And here comes Belotti now. Robert Locatelli, Robert. And here's a chance now across the face. And England again at 6s and 7s. But the flag was up, thankfully, for an offside decision. And England, for the moment anyway, survive. This was the chance that we were all hoping for. It was John Stones in there, and the goalkeeper just got there at the very, very last second. And it just needed a better contact from John Stones, and England might have been in the lead. But it wasn't to be. Shaw now starting to feel the effects there. A bit of cramp going into a few of the Englishmen's legs now at the moment. It's been that sort of a match. Who is going to blink first? It's almost like a boxing match. It's going to be, if it was on points, it would be hard to score. Who's going to strike the knockout blow? I'm just wondering if Rashford has actually come on yet. I'm trying to get confirmation, and I don't honestly know. I thought Rashford was coming on. I haven't seen him come on. If I have, you've got better eyesight than I. We'll check it out for you. I'll endeavour as well, whilst I'm commentating, to check everything out on the football pages, and also on the. Let's have a check. He's not on yet. Yeah. Yeah, no, that confirms it's still deep into extra time, so we've got about 10 and a quarter minutes to go. Otherwise, it's a penalty shootout to decide Euro 2020. Can England win it? Here's Henderson to Walker on the right-hand side. Back inside to Henderson. Henderson now looking for options. He has to go backwards, I'm afraid, to John Stones. Now Stones plays the ball out towards Walker. There's Kane waiting in the centre for a cross. I thought he might have had a go at crossing it in first time. If you can't bear to watch, listen to us on the commentary hub on JB Sports. We're happy to have you with us. Live commentary, and of course we'll be covering the domestic season. And I'll be one of the contracted commentators for next season, of course, for the commentary hub. But JB Sports will use the commentary hub fee for now all of next season. That's the very good news coming out of that today. Here's a chance now for inside the area for Sterling. And Sterling, oh, he just... Well, Chiellini did well. At the very last second, he got the ball, no doubt about it. A lot of people, our two pundits, Nicholas Jones and Russ Vernon, reckon it was a red card. You could argue that, but maybe the referee feels inclined to keep 22 full players on the field. It's a showpiece occasion. Here's Grealish now running in from the right-hand side. That's not a good ball from Grealish, although it is actually found Shaw. And then Shaw plays a horrible ball which went way behind Saka. And England, so, well, it's going to be one mistake now from one of these two teams that's going to settle it all. I can't see it being a moment of pure genius, but you never know. Here's Sterling. Rashford not on yet. I thought he might be. England still got substitutions to play with, of course, also of Italy as well. And I'll try and figure out who Belotti replaced as well, because I wasn't on when that substitution was made, so I'll figure that out for you as well. So just bear with me, folks. But at the moment, Belotti is replaced Insigne. That's the substitution that was done actually in the start of the second half. So Belotti is now on. So Belotti replaced Insigne. I have to try and keep up, because I'm only a part-time commentator tonight. I'm not doing the whole game. Thankfully, I'm not. My voice couldn't stand it for 90 minutes. And plus for 120 minutes, so I'm glad Mike is helping me out tonight. Grealish in there. Oh, that's looked a bad one on Grealish, and the referee calling the trainers on, the physios I should say on. Grealish is desperately hurt. Chiellini says he's play acting. He's not. I don't think he is. That's right, yes, Insigne did come off for Belotti, and well, it's getting a bit heated now between England and Italy. It's getting feisty out there. Grealish is certainly one of the players down. I can't tell who the Italian player is. And Chiellini wants more retribution, but I think he should just give it a rest here at this point. And this is it. Jorginho must be the other player involved. Grealish comes in there, wins the ball cleanly. There's no doubt about it. And let's see. Oh, that looks, well, that certainly got into Grealish's knee. No wonder he's in agony. That was a painful one. No play acting there, absolutely, definitely, despite Chiellini's best efforts to try and convince the referee that it was play acting. And Jack Grealish is furious, and he's pointing towards the studs there. That could have easily done his knee in, and that could be a huge blow. I'm just seeing a replay of this. Grealish gets the ball clearly, and it's the follow through from Emerson that causes all the problems. Ball's there to be won. Sorry, Jorginho, I should say. But he gets a yellow card, and no wonder. Sorry, not Emerson, Jorginho, I should say. I'm just getting a little bit excited, folks. Don't worry. But it's a once in a lifetime opportunity, this, and I wouldn't want to see this pass by. We're going to see Florenzi, I think, on, and I can be pleased to tell you that Grealish is okay. He's walking gingerly, but he's okay. That's the important thing. Jack Grealish will be fine. Don't worry, England fans. Don't worry. Grealish will be fine. Now, can England just get one spark of genius from somewhere that could just decide it all now? And there's still arguments raging here. Jorginho, if he's not careful, he will get the red one. Already booked. Phillips to take the free kick, it looks like. It's going to be Phillips of Leeds knocking the ball in there towards Maguire, but out comes the goalkeeper, who does really well there, Donnarumma. And he takes out one of his own Italian players. Jorginho has been waved back on. And it's Di Lorenzo who was the stricken player then. And Phillips curled the free kick, and it wasn't his best. It was far too close to Donnarumma, who made up his mind he was going to come and catch that, you know. Always difficult for goalkeepers. It's a catch-22 situation. Do you stick or do you twist? He certainly twisted there and came off trumps there with a good clean catch, and it must not have been difficult. It must have been difficult. Greasy surface, greasy ball. We had a lot of rain here in England today as Italy now come forward. It's all or nothing now. Italy attacking the goal to our left, incidentally. England to the right. Italy in the blue shorts, dark shirts, blue shirts, dark shorts, I should say, with blue stockings. England all in white. Of course, when they won the '66 World Cup, England, they were in red shirts, white shorts, and red stockings. And West Germany, who lost that day, were in their favoured white. But we've got 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go of extra time, and I can't see a winning goal here, or maybe they might be here for Italy. Chance there, they play him more, never a penalty. Never a penalty there. Beneschicchi trying to claim a penalty. Let's have a look. It was against John Stones. No, not for me. The arm was down. The arm was down. The referee says, come on, play on. We don't need VAR. Let's get on with it. It's with Jordan Pickford here for England. It remains 1 apiece as we go into the last 3.5 minutes plus stoppage time. And I'm sure Southgate and Mancini will have had their teams practicing penalties in training in the build-up to this. Of course, they'll have their list of takers, and of course, a few of the English players will be there. A free kick to England. Foul on Jack Grealish. Now then, what a moment this could be for England. Can we have the whole thing wrong? No, I think he's giving it the other way. I think no, it's not. It's not going to be a free kick to England. I thought it was, but it isn't. We're going to see number 24 now. Florenzi replaced number 13 here. I'm just trying to figure out who number 13 is. That's Emerson. So Florenzi is the man coming on now. We're going to see 2 substitutions. There's Marcus Rashford, and there is Jadon Sancho of Borussia Dortmund. So we're going to see, well, was a Borussia Dortmund, now going to be Manchester United. They're going to be Manchester United teammates once the tournament is over. Both Sancho and Rashford, and what a team they're going to have next year, Manchester United. Certainly could be up there for title contenders in the Premier League. Florenzi for Emerson. My colleague Mike Arneman points out, but they're waiting to come on, maybe with penalties in mind, ball behind from Saka. That was frankly feeble, but at least what it does do is allow these substitutions now to take place for England. And it means now Rashford and Sancho will come on. Oh, no, they're not allowing the substitutions to take place. Well, Gareth Southgate will be furious if this goes to penalties and they're not on the field. I thought we were going to see the substitutions happen. I think that's ridiculous. I think Mr. Kuipers there just losing his geography there. And I won't be too surprised now if it does go to penalties. A lot of people at home who are listening to this game, or I've got the television set on, I think I'm just going to talk to I'm going to think about my mate at this point, Trevor from Trevor Sports. As this ball comes in, it's going to be a corner for England to defend now. They'll bring the subs on. We're into the final minute of the extra time. One mistake could be fatal, and Henderson's coming off. Now that's probably not the most daftest thing in the world, because Jordan Henderson, if you remember, the last time they had a penalty competition, he missed. So this probably is a good thing at this moment in time. So Henderson's going off. Marcus Rashford will come on. So Rashford on. And this will be with penalties in mind. Jadon Sancho will also come on. There's some instructions there, maybe a penalty. I think Kyle Walker's coming off as well, and he will be replaced by Sancho as well. So I think that's what Southgate's trying to do. But they've got to see out this corner. We've played the half an hour, and now it's down to this one set piece from Bernard Skecchi. In it goes towards the area. There was a flick on at the near post, and then a wrestling match going on there between Phillips and Chiellini. The Italians have kept the ball in, and it's Belotti now. Belotti deflection. Phillips just bang it away, and he does. Phillips bangs it away. We've played 30 seconds of time added on. The referee will. We didn't see the board come up from the fourth official, so it's down to the referee's discretion. It seems like to me. We're into the last few seconds. In fact, we've got 3 added minutes, I should tell you. 3 added minutes. So 3 more minutes. We've had the first of those 3. I didn't see the board go up. I've got to admit, I was keeping my eyes on the match. Still, Italy have the possession. And here goes the number 24, that's Florenzi, to Bernard Skecchi, and Rashford does really well, and he had a little grip off Rashford's shirt there, and a free kick's been awarded to England. Good decision from the referee. So it looks like we're going to have a penalty shootout to decide the destiny of this European Championships for 2020. Sadly, I haven't had a goal to commentate on, but Mike Harneman's had two, both the opening goal and the equaliser. But it's been a privilege and a pleasure to even be part of the commentary team, to even cover England in a major final, even if I don't commentate on any goals tonight. It's been a privilege and an honour, and I have to thank the commentary hub, and I'll be part of their commentary team for the next domestic season, and I'm proud to be part of their coverage. And you'll hear all that feed on JB Sports as well next season. Great moments afoot here, and you'll get more commentaries on your subscription if you sign up with JB Sports as well. Don't forget as well, subscribe to the commentary hub and hit a like on any of the videos that we're putting out on YouTube tonight, this live feed. Ball played in, and that's gone out of play. We've got about 50 seconds now of injury time to go. And, well, it's time for the kick takers list to be compiled. We will cross back to Kieran Riley before we go to penalties. Hopefully get the views of Russ Vernon or Nicholas Jones or John Kane. John Kane will be still busy with his Arabic commentary. You can hear that on Commentary Hub too. 15 seconds of stoppage time to go. Kane wins the header from Pickford's goal kick, and then the ball knocked away. It's looking increasingly like a penalty shootout unless England can force one last chance from this throw-in. The England fans still believe this. We've played the 3 minutes of stoppage time. All eyes on Bjorn Kuipers, who quickly puts his whistle to his mouth, blows up for the end of the 30 minutes, and Euro 2020, the final of that, will now be decided on a penalty shootout. There's been no breakthrough in the last half an hour, so if you are listening to this one, folks, I suggest you hide behind the sofa or grab something just to comfort you with, because this is going to be heart-pounding tension now for the next 10 minutes or so, because we're going to a penalty shootout. Luke Shaw scored the opening goal in the second minute. Seems like a lifetime ago, that does. And then the equaliser came on 67 minutes from Bonucci after England made a mess of trying to clear an Italian corner. It's been both teams have come close, but no cigar then at the end of 120. We're going to head back to Kieran Riley in just a second, but the full-time score after 120 minutes with penalties to come, England 1, Italy 1. Here's Kieran Riley.
Well, the sides couldn't be separated after 90 minutes. They couldn't be separated after another 30 minutes. 120 minutes of a Euro final has come down to this. A penalty shootout. This is now going to be the most nail-biting thing for both teams. Who can hold their nerve? Who's going to score the most? Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? There can only be one winner. Who's got the bottle? Who hasn't got the bottle? We are soon to find out. Penalties coming with Mike Harneman very, very shortly. It's definitely going to be an interesting one. Oh God, I honestly am currently speechless. I don't know what to say. Bearing in mind, I've got to update the stream whilst these penalties are going in as well, and I'm doing it on two separate streams. This is nail-biting stuff. It's going to be a very interesting penalty shootout. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose? My nerves are shot. I literally am lost for words right now. Looks on my feed, the captains are getting together ready to decide which side's going to be taken and who's going to go first. I'll cross over to Mike in just a second. I honestly don't know what's going to happen, but Mike, I think it's penalties. Well, it is penalties. You're going to take us through this nail-biting moment. I don't know how you're going to keep your bottle during this, how the England player's going to keep the ball, how the Italian player's going to keep the ball. We're going to find out. Penalty shootout is now. Mike Harneman, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Kieran. How are the nerves, everybody? 1966, remember. The Italians have only won this competition once themselves as well, 1968. Will it be the Azzurri who add to that one victory they've already had in the tournament over the years gone by? Or will it be England? Wait and see on the commentary hub and JB Sport. The two keepers there just fist pumping and handshaking each other as well. Donnarumma and Jordan Pickford. Of course, England made a few subs at the end of the game there, I'm sure, with penalties in mind. Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford, who will probably be taking them alongside probably Harry Kane, Raheem Sterling, Jack Grealish, maybe Luke Shaw. You don't know for England. If you look at the Italians, they've got the likes of Berardi, Belotti, Locatelli, Bernardeschi, Jorginho scored the winner in the last round, remember. Chiellini, Bonucci. You know, I don't know. This can go absolutely anyway. It looks like England are up first.
In front of the fans as well, this is going to be a lot of pressure.
I think it's going to be England in front of the England fans. You see, a referee doesn't know. In fact, it's the Italians up first. It's the number 11, Berardi, one of the substitutes. So Jordan Pickford is the first goalkeeper up. Is he going to be able to get England off to a start that they are dreaming of? Or will Berardi be giving the Italians the opening goal in the shootout? Is Berardi up against Pickford? Going to be taken any moment now. Stay with us. Try and breathe. Try and remember to breathe. Here's Berardi now for the Italians up against Jordan Pickford. Pickford trying to make himself big. Berardi steps up. Berardi against Jordan Pickford. And it's scored. Berardi sends Jordan Pickford the wrong way. And the Italians have the early lead after one penalty there. It's a cool penalty as well. Cool, calm and composed from the Italian number 11 there, the forward. Sending Jordan Pickford the wrong way. England up now. It's the skipper, Harry Kane. Remember, the last penalty was missed by the England skipper, who put the rebound in against the Danes. Can't be doing that today. He has to just be calm, composed, and just put it into the back of the net. No rebounds, remember, on penalty shootouts. Has to be straight in. It's Harry Kane up against Donnarumma. The Tottenham man up against the AC Milan keeper. And he scored. It's 1-1. England skipper has levelled it up there. The two strikers up first. Goalkeeper Donnarumma went the right way, but there was enough pace on that to beat him and headed to the corner of the net. And Harry Kane there, breathing a bit of a sigh of relief. Now it's the number 9, Belotti for Italy. The respective number 9s just taken. Well, one's just taken, one's going to be taken. And it's Belotti now against Jordan Pickford. Let's see what happens with this now. Jordan Pickford played a few mind games there with the Italian striker as well. He looks slightly nervous, actually. Belotti now up against Pickford for 2-1. Belotti. It's saved! Pickford saves it! Went down the right way, parried that away. Strong hand on it from the Everton shot stopper. Jordan Pickford. Will he be the hero for England? Great save there to deny Belotti. I did say he looked nervous. Jordan Pickford got down well to parry it away. Up now for England, Harry Maguire. It's a weird one for me. Harry Maguire, the Manchester United centre-back, up second. Of course, remember Gareth Southgate took one himself. Centre-back against Germany back in 1996 semi-finals, and he missed that one. Harry Maguire now to make it 2-1 to England. And number 6, Harry Maguire. And he blasts that into the top corner. What a penalty that is from Harry Maguire. And you can see the sheer delight on his face. That is a sensational penalty. Nowhere near that. Absolute thunderbolt from Harry Maguire there. Kills the camera. Yes, Kieran, 100%. Now it's the number 19 for Italy, which is who's that now? I'm trying to see who it is. In fact, the number 19. Can't even see. It's Bonucci who scored the Italians' equaliser, remember. Bonucci up against Pickford. Bonucci. And he dummies that one and then puts it into the back of the net there. Bonucci has put the Italians level with their third penalty. Who's up next for England now? You see, he just stopped there, did Bonucci. Pickford went the right way, but it was a good penalty in the end from the Juventus centre-back. Up now for England is Marcus Rashford, the substitute. Is this his first touch? It could well be. Marcus Rashford now, the England number 11, up against Donnarumma of AC Milan. Man United against Milan. Marcus Rashford here for the Three Lions. Can he get the better of the Azzurri goalkeeper? Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford steps up. And he hits the post. He rolls that one off the post as Marcus Rashford. A weak penalty. Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. But the post comes to Italy's rescue there. And we're level. 2 penalties apiece after 3 spot kicks apiece as well. And Gareth Southgate there is surely going to be cursing the fact that he brought that sub on. And Marcus Rashford, of course, missed for England. It's down to Jordan Pickford now up against Bernardeschi, one of the Italian substitutes. Bernardeschi, of course, plays for... I can't even remember. But anyway, he's up against Jordan Pickford anyway. Bernardeschi, and it's straight down the middle there from the Italian number 20 there. Bernardeschi, who plays in... Sassuolo, I believe, as well, alongside another another Italian man in Locatelli. Up now for England. He's going to be Jadon Sancho, the second substitute. In fact, it was Juventus, Bernardeschi, I should correct myself. It's Jadon Sancho now up against Donnarumma. What can he do here? Jadon Sancho. And it's saved! Saved by Donnarumma there. And will it be falling apart for England at the last hurdle? Gareth Southgate, 2 subs, both missing. Remember, if Italy score now, they'll win this one. And it's up against Jordan Pickford. Jorginho up again. Remember, he scored last time out, did Jorginho, the Chelsea man, in the semi-final to send the Italians through 4-2. Will it be the same again, or will Jordan Pickford be able to pull it off and give England the opportunity to go through to potentially have an opportunity at the end with their last kick? It's Jorginho up against Pickford. Gareth Southgate taking a few deep breaths there. Jorginho up against Pickford. Jorginho steps up. And it's saved by Pickford. Parries it onto the post. And Jordan Pickford there has made another fantastic save for England. And who's up now? Who's... The weight is on this man for England now, to give England the opportunity to go through to sudden death. Who's it going to be? The weight of England is on the shoulders of Bukayo Saka of Arsenal. Bukayo Saka. If only England can score now to send it through to sudden death. Saka steps up and it's saved. Bukayo Saka's penalty is saved, and the Italians have won Euro 2020. Football is going to Rome. Bukayo Saka's penalty saved by Donnarumma, and Roberto Mancini and his men have gone and done it. They've gone and beaten England on penalties by 3 penalties to 2, and it's they who progress and win Euro 2020. England so near. Bukayo Saka in absolute floods of tears there, but England are beaten. The Euro 2020 final went all the way to penalties after a 1-1 draw. I'll hand over to JB in a moment for the trophy lift. But football is going to Rome, and it was Donnarumma's save right at the end there to deny Bukayo Saka the difference, and the Italians go through and to lift the trophy there. England have at least another year to wait for a major trophy, but fair play to the Italians, and they've gone through all the way through a penalty shootout there as well. And I feel for Bukayo Saka. Being a Gooner, I can't help but feel for Bukayo Saka. But over to you, Kieran. Italy have won Euro 2020. Gareth Southgate's men beaten on penalties.
We had one chance and we blow it.
We haven't got one chance. I think the World Cup that is coming is going to be a bigger chance for England. Like I said before the tournament, I think if we got to the final, England it'd be brilliant to get to the stage. And let's underestimate that the World Cup, by the time the World Cup comes, that England team would have gelled nicely. And this is a curving performance-wise for England. They've done very well to get to the final. I know it's in Wembley, the final. I know in the semi, I know they've done very well to get to that stage. But hard luck for England. But at the end of the day, when it comes to penalties, as we've seen, the misses from both teams as well. But I do feel sorry for the English players who've missed it, especially like the 2 players and Rashford and Sancho, who came in especially for that, didn't they? 2 minutes before the end, they came in especially for that, but it just didn't work out. But I think the World Cup will mean business. England will mean big business.
Yeah, it's obviously such a shame. Our first major tournament final in 55 years, and we lose on penalties. I mean, look what it means to the Italian fans there. Saka obviously in tears and getting consolidated by his players. He had the chance to take it to sudden death. Obviously, the Italian goalkeeper just too good. I mean, look at that celebration. He's cool as a cucumber as well, but then he starts to burst into tears. What a shame. Rashford, that was such a stupid mistake to make. You don't slow down on a penalty kick, you just go bang one. I'm completely lost for words. Nick, once again, we falter at the final hurdle.
Absolutely devastating for us, Kieran, because England almost always come unstuck at penalties. Look what happened in Germany 2006 against Portugal. We are just so unlucky when it came to penalties. But credit to Italy for their dogged determination, and their persistence just showed in how they just ran England down. And I've got to be quick with this one. It's been a real pleasure doing the tournament with you guys, and I look forward to doing more games with you next season.
Cheers, Nick. You go and enjoy Italy's trophy presentation. It's been a pleasure to have you with us, and we'll see you at the start of next season.
All right, cheers.
Cheers, mate. JB, your take on that, mate? Did Rashford screw up, or do you think England just didn't have the bottle? JB's with us. I don't think he's saving himself for the trophy presentation. Russ, your take on extra time and penalties? Did we bottle it as always? Did Rashford screw us over?
Yeah, all Rashford needed to do was after he sent Donnarumma the wrong way. All they had to do was just place it in that bottom corner, and we would have gone on to win it when Pickford had saved that Jorginho's spot kick. I'm not sure, but I wonder if the occasion got to England, the England players towards the end. I think that may be the case, but I'm not 100% sure if that is the case, if that's why it went, and that's why he's gone to rather than home.
Yeah, it's definitely a tough one to swallow. I mean, could it be the curse of Gareth Southgate?
May I come in, Nicky?
You certainly can, John. I'm lost for words right now.
I think the one mistake that England made, and I actually said it in my Arabic commentary, and I was actually annoyed with myself when I'm saying this, is in the second half they were leading 1-0, and they let Italians take over. They literally let the Italians take over in the second half, and then the goal had to come in, and you can see it coming. They even had people like Kalani and Bonucci going forward, and funny enough, Bonucci was the one who scored the goal. I think that defensive style of football, which I think England will learn in the future, is not to use in the second half if they were losing. And maybe it came to bite us, didn't it, by scoring the goal in the first 2 minutes, because we probably would have, if this was 0-0 at half time, I think England probably would have gone up and won the game and carried on playing with the same momentum. But the problem with Gareth Southgate, which I'm assuming is there were his instructions, is that defensive style of football cost us that tournament in that second half and even in extra time. But credit is due, England done very, very well, and we should be proud of that team. And let's not make scapegoats of Rashford or anyone else, Saka or anyone else, because in penalties it's spot of luck. I always called it. Penalties are lottery and doesn't show how good or bad that team is. You can play with 11 men and defending all game and get it to 90 minutes and 120 minutes, and then you win on penalties and you done nothing. But England did play very well in the first half, and they played very well in general in the tournament. Yeah, we didn't win our games pretty, which I keep saying, but we done very well. We got the job done, and it's a shame to lose in the final hurdle in the penalties. But let's not take away that actually we've gone above our expectations. And I know it's only next year. I know I said it before, and I'll say it again. This tournament is actually a good learning curve for Gareth Southgate and for all the players that we got to prepare them for the World Cup. World Cup is much bigger than the Euro. Let's put that in our mind. And we are aiming for the World Cup. And it's the first time in years when I actually can see England do actually got the chance of winning that World Cup next year in Qatar.
Oh, yeah. We've got a year to wait. We've got a load of fixtures coming up. We've still got the last of the qualifiers to win. But we're more or less probably obviously going to qualify. But what an it's quite a young England squad out there as well. That's
exactly my point. That's exactly my point. Because they're young, they're learning. They're learning. This is the best experience that England team can ever have. Look at how great Phillips. I know I'm saying in front of Ross now, but look at what Phillips and Rice did. They're both about 21, 20. And look how solid they were in front of all the teams that we faced. If it was Germany, if it was even Italy today, they've been magnificent throughout the tournament. And we only lost on penalties. And let's just hope that this learning curve will teach not just Southgate, but the other players to learn from it. All of them.
Yeah, definitely. Right, Mike, JB. Before we go to the trophy presentations, can we have your joint man of the match sponsored by Commentary Services? Right,
so I've got the name in my mind. I don't know about you, JB, but for winning the shootout for the Italians, I'm going to go with the goalkeeper, Donnarumma. Would you agree, or you got somebody different?
No, I agree with that. I just want to, before I think the penalties were feeble, and I disagree with John. Purely and simply because I think we've blown our best chance tonight. I mean, I don't wish to be rude, John, and dismiss your comment, but you've got Brazil to get past Argentina. All the South American teams will be there, and we're playing in 100-degree heat in Qatar. So I'm sorry, we haven't got a cat's chance in a year's time. I don't wish to be the prophet of doom, but we've blown our best chance tonight. But I do agree, man in a match, definitely Donnarumma.
Okay, so there you go. Your man of the match, sponsored by Commentary Services, joint between Mike Honeyman and JB, is Gianluigi Domaria, the Italian goalkeeper, who has obviously held England back and made them win 3-2 on penalties. Italy are your Euro 2020 champions. I'm now going to hand back over to JB to get themselves ready for the trophy ceremony. So, JB, it's over to you, my friend, and we'll have a bit more analysis after that.
Well, thank you. Well, it's probably the least stressful moment of any commentator, but unfortunately I feel very much on a downer doing this because we all wanted an England victory tonight, and it's the Italians that are celebrating right now, and to be fair, they deserved it. England as usual, and I've known this for 30 years, following England, commentating on them, supporting them as a fan. They just bottled it, and I concur with the Rashford kick. That was the most terriblest penalty I think I've ever seen in my life. It was the worst penalty ever, and I'm not trying to be unsympathetic, but England bottled it again on penalties. John Cain may turn around and say, yes, we've exceeded expectations and stuff, but this was our best chance in 55 years. We've blown it tonight, I'm afraid. I do have sympathy for Gareth Southgate and for Harry Kane and for and Jordan Pickford especially. He made 2 magnificent saves in the shootout, but by being too casual and by being too clever, we have lost the shootout, and we should have been lifting that trophy. But credit where credit's due. The Italians, they were superb. They win 3-2 on penalties after a 1-1 draw, but I still believe, part of me thinks that if only they'd have had their time again. I mean, I'm just looking at this replay. Rashford, why does he have to stutter in the run-up and then do a thing like that? I mean, I praise him for all he's done during the lockdown, but he has let the nation down tonight. I don't care if people think I'm unsympathetic. He's bottled it big time. And I'm sorry, but we've blown the biggest chance in 50-odd years to win a trophy. Because let's face it, I disagree with what John Cain said. I know he's trying to be upbeat and things like that, but let's be real. Let's be realistic. We're never going to beat the Brazils or Argentinas of this world. The way they've been playing in the Copa America, whilst all this has been going on, and this penalty from Saka was just feeble, too close to the goalkeeper. Yes, he can cry all he wants, but I've got absolutely no sympathy. If your penalties aren't good enough, then you're not going to win trophies. And that is, I mean, yeah, people will say I'm being unsympathetic, but how many times have I seen England players botch penalties before? It's, yeah, people say it's a learning curve, but this was the biggest chance in 50 years, and these players have got to realise this. And come on, UEFA, get your presentation sorted out. It's been, in the olden days, it would have been done and dusted within 5 minutes. But he'll have to carry that burden. Rashford, Saka and Sancho, they just bottled it. Like Manchester United bottled it in the Europa final. Just not good enough. But as John says, I mean, he might be right, I might be wrong, but they've got to take this and going forward. But I can't see them winning the World Cup in 18 months' time. I really can't. Semi-finals maybe at best. Here's the UEFA president there, and of course there's the presentation committee, and it is disappointing, but you've got to give credit where credit's due to the Italians. They were superb. I have to say, let me just touch on the Italians before we get to the presentation, which could take forever knowing them, but knowing UEFA. But anyway, we'll keep with it. They do take their time at this, and just cut out the handshakes and let's just get on with it. I just want to see the whole thing over with anyway. So England will pick up silver medals, which is not the colour of medals that we would want to see. We wanted to see them win gold medals, and it is sad. And there's Jordan Pickford, who made 2 magnificent saves in the penalty shootout, but it wasn't enough. But you've got to give credit to Mancini. He's a great manager, great coach, good man manager. Did it for so many years at Manchester City, of course, when they won the Premier League title after, well, winning the top flight title after many, many years of trying. He's a very good coach, a very good manager. and he really does get the best out of his squad that he has to utilise with the Italy side. They are a good bunch of lads. There is no doubt about it, but that I will reiterate what Marcus Rashford just said. There's the Henri Demay trophy. Well, we all said in the build-up it was coming home. It's not coming home, it's going to Rome, I'm afraid. It's not what anyone wanted tonight. It really wasn't. And at the end of it all, England have to carry the burden of losing on a penalty competition. And the likes of Sancho, Rashford especially, and Saka, who missed the decisive kick, will have to carry that burden of responsibility for many years to come. It's deeply disappointing. Donnarumma gets player of the tournament. There he is, receiving his medal. If there is consolation for England's goalkeeper, he does win Golden Glove because he kept the most clean sheets throughout the competition, so there is a bit of consolation there for Jordan Pickford, of course. And it was I'm getting criticised because no, there is, and I do believe that if Rashford had been more clear and just stuck the penalty away, blasted it down the middle or whatever, then it may have been. The referee Bjorn Karpers, mixed match for me. Could have sent a couple of players off tonight, but maybe I'm being picky. And this just takes too long as far as I'm concerned, but here we go. They'll get their medals. All the squads will get their medals. I remember when it was just 11 players picking up their medals, but there we go. And I've got to say, I just want to say, whilst the referees and the officials are getting their medals, what an honour it has been for me, firstly, to be in a position to do this final today for the Commentary Hub and for JB Sports. And it's been a privilege, sad as it is that we are not seeing England lift the trophy, but I've had a belting time commentating for the Commentary Hub this last month. It's been amazing. I'm afraid there'll be no Sweet Caroline tonight as Gareth Southgate and Harry Kane lead England up to the podium first. It's silver medals for England, it's runners up. And there we go. That's just one of those unfortunate things. But Gareth Southgate, a dignified man to the very last. Harry Kane didn't let anyone down tonight. Led the side superbly, but he would have wanted to lift the trophy. The medals are coming off. Kieran Trippier, I feel for him, ex-Burnley player. Maguire didn't put a foot wrong at the back. Luke Shaw, whose goal looked for a while as if it was going to decide things. Jordan Pickford's penalty saves, in the end, were in vain. John Stones had a good solid game. Rashford, I'm sorry, that was just poor, the penalty. Only contribution, and it cost England the match as far as I'm concerned. Kelvin Phillips didn't put a foot wrong, takes his medal off. Saka takes his medal off also. Jack Grealish should have come on a lot sooner as far as I'm concerned. And then you've got the substitutes, Ramsdale, Kyle Walker, who came off towards the end. Declan Rice, who had a smashing game. Tyrone Mings there as well. Was played in the first two games, but wasn't used since, from there on in. And all the other players, Sam Johnston going through there, and a few others. Raheem Sterling had a super tournament, 3 goals for him in the tournament, but it just wasn't to be in the end. And Connor Cody of Wolves, Jordan Henderson, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who should have had a chance really throughout the tournament, Phil Foden, and other players there that got in the squad. Jude Bellingham just takes his medal off, the young lad from Birmingham, and they've chucked their medals away, and I don't blame them, quite frankly. The majority of the crowd have quite happy with the whole thing at the moment. And Spinazzola steps forward to receive the trophy. Well, he steps forward first. It's the Italians now. He's hobbling now. He gets his medal. He has deserved a medal, Spinazzola. He had a terrific tournament. There's no ifs and buts about it. He did really well. There's Bonucci. We've got the equaliser, of course, and he's happy enough. Donnarumma didn't have to make two difficult saves in the end. They were basically straight at him, and one hit the post from rather tamely from Rashford. But it means so much to the Italians. They won this trophy, of course, way back in 1968, of course. And there's the substitute goalkeeper going through there. There's Di Lorenzo. He had a smashing game tonight. And, well, they'll enjoy it, the Italians. They're a good footballing side, and they certainly are a credit to their nation. That is for sure. You can't knock them for that. They took advantage in the second half when England tried to play too defensively, and in the end they just pay for it with they pay for it by conceding a very silly equaliser. But no shame at all, as far as I'm concerned, really, in losing to a good Italy side. They were superb. I covered them twice before, and they were superb throughout the tournament. Little kiss there from Chiesa to the trophy, and as soon as the trophy lift has been performed, I will be handing back to our presenter, who will finish the job off for us tonight. And he's been a magnificent presenter, of course, the brilliant Kieran Riley. But here comes Chiellini, the captain, who's going to receive the Henri de Meyer trophy. Italy are going to be twice winners of Europe. He takes the trophy from the president of UEFA, gives it a kiss, walks up rather casually to his teammates and Roberto Mancini. The Italian flags are out. It's Italy who win Euro. Up into the London sky, the fireworks and confetti go off. It's a night of celebration for Italy. It's a day of mourning for England. But Italy are the winners of Euro 2020 after a 1-1 draw at Wembley tonight. Italy win it 3-2 on penalties and are the champions of Europe for 2020. Kieran, back to you. And that's it from me for the tournament. You'll hear from next, before I hand back to Kieran, the next you'll hear from me is during the domestic season, when I'm back on the commentary of next season, and you'll be receiving the feeds on JB Sports. But for me, until this new season, have a fantastic summer, all of you, and I'll see you all later. But for now, I'm going to hand back to Kieran, who's now going to take you through the rest of the programme. Well, back to you, Kieran.
Thanks very much, JB, and see commiserations to England, but a big congratulations to Italy from everyone at the Commentary Hub on winning Euro 2020. We're just going to get some final thoughts, and then I've got a nice little song to play us out with. So we'll start with Mike Hahnemann. Your thoughts on the tournament, mate? Who is your England player of the tournament?
So I think the tournament has been a really good tournament. You know, seen some good football, some really exciting moments, and I don't know what to say. You know, I'm still a little bit devastated in regards to this game, with Bukayo Saka missing the penalty for England right at the end as well. But you know, I think the fact that Christian Eriksen, of course, his life was saved. You know, yes, football's gone to Rome, it's gone to Italy, and fair play to all the Italians, including Giuseppe, my sister's boyfriend as well. Fair play to you, well done, mate. For you know, them lifting the trophy. But you know, life was saved at the end of the day when Christian Eriksen pulled through, and that's what the Italians have won the trophy, but that's what's won, you know, the competition overall, to be fair.
Very good words there, Mike Hahnemann. John, your thoughts on the whole tournament and your ideal player of the tournament?
I think the tournament went very well. I thought it's one of the most exciting tournaments that I've seen in my lifetime, and I'm 48. So I remember it seeing from the 82. Apologies, from the 84. That's the first one that I can remember when France won it then. And throughout, I think I'll probably say this is probably one of the best tournaments I've seen. It's a shame that England did not win in the end. That would have been the icing on the cake, as they say. But that's football, and there has to be winners, there has to be losers, and I echo exactly what Mike Kahneman said about Christian Eriksen. At the end of the day, life, of course, is more than anything else. Life is life, and it's much more important than football or anything else. But when it comes to football in terms, we've got every right to be disappointed for losing in the final in such a way, especially in penalties. Player of the tournament, I don't know. I'm gonna have to give it. I'm gonna go with the official one, which is Donnarumma. I thought he's been fantastic throughout the tournament. However, there have been quite a lot of great players, great performers we've seen. Fellaini at his age. I mean, we saw him today in the final. You know, it seemed like he had a body of a 25, didn't he, when he was running, coming forwards and back defending, going forwards, coming back defending. I thought, bloody hell! Excuse my language. I thought I'm watching a 25-year-old. I was in there, but I've only got one criticism on Gareth Southgate. I thought he'd played his game right, but I think that's what problems when he got lack of management. And Gareth Southgate, that is his first managerial position. Mancini was his third, fourth, fifth, I can't remember, but he won it 3 leagues with Inter Milan at Italy, and he won one at Man City, and I think that made the difference, because if you watch the second half, I actually hated watching the second half, because of just watching, saying like I can feel that England going to concede a goal with the way that we're performing, that defensive style, that it does not suit playing a team like someone like Italy in the final. You have to keep going on and on. And I personally do think that the goal that we scored in the first 2 minutes maybe worked against us. But it's quite ironic, isn't it? Because against Germany in '96, and I'm sure you remember this, Mike, we actually scored in the first 2 minutes with Alan Shearer, and it ended 1-0, and it still went to penalty, and we lost that one as well. So it seems like the luck was against us, I'm afraid. So, but like I say, bad luck for England. Many congratulations to Italy. But I know what JB said, and I know he disagreed with me on that, and I'll accept everyone's opinions, and absolutely spot on. That's whole of football is a world of opinions as well. But I stick to my opinion in the way that England have got a good chance next year. Yes, it is in Qatar. Yes, it's hot. Yes, we're going to play Brazil and Argentina. But at the end of the day, I think this team is young and looks good. When you look at teams like Argentina, who won it, who had Messi and 2-3 others who would not be on their full capacity next season.
Exactly, yeah. Also, we would also like to pass our congratulations on to Argentina, who have won the Copa America final, which was earlier on today. They beat Brazil 1-0 thanks to a goal from Angel Di Maria. So a big congratulations to Argentina on winning their Copa America tournament. Russ, your thoughts on the overall tournament, your player of the tournament, and your England player of the tournament?
Right, Kieran, I thought it was a fantastic tournament from start to finish. It was a fantastic. Before I go on to the rest of me, Kieran, I just want to say I was surprised Raheem Sterling didn't take the penalty in the shootout. I was surprised that Sterling didn't take one. Maybe said he would have gone if he'd gone into sudden death. I think overall, it was been a fantastic tournament. My player of the tournament would not have gone to Donnarumma. It would have gone to Simon Kjær for saving the life of Christian Eriksen. So he would have been my player of the tournament. My England player of the tournament, you may say I'm just picking him because he plays for my team I support, but I think there's not honourable mentions to Raheem Sterling, who did perform well, Kyle Walker as well, John Stones, Harry Maguire, the majority of the squad, Declan Rice as well. But for me, I think Phillips has shown another side to his game from what he does at Leeds. He can play that defensive midfield, which he played towards the end of the match today, and I think he's been England's best player. Yes, there's been other nominations in there which I've given honourable mentions to, but for me, I'm not just saying this because I'm a Leeds fan, I think Calvin has been one of the better performances for England. And I just want to read out what my status which I put up on Facebook for those that are on our status. Proud of the boys for getting this far in the tournament. Fell short in the end, but you've done the nation proud. And I'll leave you with that.
Thank you very much, Russ. Mike, you forgot to give us your England player of the tournament. You did put it in chat, but I'll let you read it out. Who's your England player of the tournament?
So I'll go with my England one and also give you my overall one as well. My England one, Raheem Sterling. I think he's been fantastic for the Three Lions, and started off in the group stages, got England's 2 goals to send England through, and of course scored against the Germans as well. Was a nuisance against Denmark, played a part against the Ukraine, and then of course even today he played a part. I agree with Russ. I think he probably should have taken a penalty, but Bukayo Saka's only a young kid. Remember, he's only 19, not even turned 20 yet. So when you look at Raheem Sterling, I do believe he should have probably been the man to take the 5th and final penalty kick. But Raheem Sterling for me will be my England player of the tournament, and I think I have to agree with Russ on Simon Kerr as well. I think that, what I mentioned before, of course, the life was saved. Christian Eriksen was able to pull through after his cardiac arrest, and that was largely down to Simon Kerr. So, of course, he played a part in the semi-final, and it was unfortunate to see his own goal equalise for England on that day. But there's a lot bigger things in terms of life rather than football. So Simon Kerr gets it for me. Although Donnarumma, in terms of a playing capacity, has been really, really good.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Mike. John, you also missed off your England player of the tournament. So who's your overall England player of the tournament?
I think it's very hard to choose, isn't it? Because so many players, they actually play their best in this tournament, and it is so hard to, like you said, Calvin Phillips had a fantastic tournament. Raheem Sterling, I thought he'd done very, very well, and so many other players. But I'm actually going to give it to Jordan Pickford, the man who actually won the Golden Glove in the end. He only conceded 2 goals, in fact, the whole tournament. And also, the other day, he done his bit, didn't he, for today's game? He done his bit for the penalties. I mean, when I saw Jorginho coming in, I thought, that's it, we're all over. And then, he done his bit. He actually definitely done his bit for England today. So I'm glad that Jordan Pickford actually got the Golden Glove as well in the end. So I'm going to give it to Jordan Pickford.
Perfect. Thank you very much, John. So mine, well, obviously overall player of the tournament is definitely, as Mike and Russ said, the Danish boys for saving Christian Eriksen's life, but also the medical team that worked flawlessly on the pitch to get him back before he was taken into hospital. Obviously, Eriksen's now home, but we wish him a speedy recovery from that tragic accident that obviously happened in the very first week of the tournament as well, I might add. My England player of the tournament, I think I'll go with you, John. I'd say Jordan Pickford. He's definitely saved our asses quite pardon the language there, but he's definitely saved us quite a few times. And keeping a clean sheet for 5 out of the 7 games we've played is 5 out of the 6 games. Apologies that we've played has been absolutely amazing. It's a good achievement. But honourable mention, he hasn't played a single minute of this. I know you're all going to shout at me for being biased, but he hasn't played a single minute of this tournament. But an honourable mention goes to, the Wolves captain, Conor Coady. He has, from what I've seen from training and what I've heard from the assistant manager, he has worked his absolute socks off on the training ground. So an honourable mention goes to Wolves captain Conor Coady, only the 6th Wolves player to represent his country and the 5th to represent them at a major tournament. And it is a big, big shout.
If I may, Kieran, quickly.
Certainly, mate. Okay.
On that point, I think you're absolutely spot on, because from what I've heard, that Conor Coady is one of the leaders in the background, wasn't he? And it seems like he's the one who's actually leading them on quickly. And I think the beauty of this England squad, if you look at how many leaders we got Kane, we got Maguire, we got Cody, we got Declan Rice. They're all, and Raheem Sterling. They're all been captains in the last year or so, if they was for their clubs or for England. And we need that sort of personality in the team. And for the very first time in a long time, we have got leaders who are actually working together. Unfortunately, before, even into the golden generation, we didn't. We used to have Lampard, Gerrard and all that, but it just did not work. But I think it's working this time around, and I think the future's bright for England, personally.
It certainly is. I've just seen an absolutely disgusting tweet from an England fan, which I'm not going to repeat on air. I will tell you boys after post-show, though, once we've gone off the air, what it says, because that is absolutely disgraceful. Anyways, Russ, you had something to say just before we wrap out the show, and it's been a very long one, over 4 hours. I think it's the longest stream we've ever done on the TTH. So, Russ, what have you got to say before I wrap up?
Yes, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's tuned in throughout the tournament, whether you've commented or just listened in the background or listened back to our coverage. And I just want to say that this will be the final time that you'll hear me on the commentary until August, until the new season starts. But from all of us in the commentary, of myself, Mike, Kieran, John Kane, JB, Barry, and to everyone behind the scenes as well, who's Nicholas as well, thank you very much for tuning in, and thank you to Braddock who's tuned in as well, who's said to be choosing us to listen to the coverage tonight. Thank you very much, Brad. Hopefully you've enjoyed our coverage of the tournament where you've contributed as well, my friend. But this is the final time you'll hear me on the channel until the new season. So everyone, have a great summer, and we'll see you, and I'll see you in August for more great coverage on the commentary hub.
Thanks very much. Mike Hardiman, you've got any closing words to wrap up, mate?
I just want to say a big thank you to everyone as well that's tuned in. I echo Russ's sentiments there. Big thank you to everyone that's joined us throughout the tournament. Commentators, co-commentators, Justin Hoyt as well, exceptional. Fantastic bloke. A really top draw co-commentator as well. And we're pleased to say that he'll be working alongside us throughout next season as well. Alongside hopefully a couple more, but for Justin's work throughout this tournament, really, really pleased of how that's gone. Being in partnership with JB Sports as well, really enjoyed having JB a part of the channel, and we're glad to be continuing on with that. For every single commentator, Nicholas Jones, what a job he did to bounce back after covering the Denmark game. Russ Vernon giving him a lovely round of applause there as well, and rightly so as Kieran jumps in too. But he was exceptional to bounce back in the way that he did. Barry Swain, absolutely, John Kane, Jack Cunningham, everybody has played their part.
Matt Iles as well.
Matt Iles, absolutely, every single person has played their part on the channel. Kieran, with the presenting and everything, the co-coms, Luke Turton as well. Everyone's played a part. So big thank you. I'm going to take a break like Russ, but what I want to say is, I'm going to read this message that Arsenal just put out. Football can be so cruel, but for your bravery, for your character, and for your personality, we'll always be proud of you, Bukayo. We can't wait to have you back with us, and we love you. And I echo every single word of that. 19-year-old kid, the pressure was on his shoulders. Yes, it was saved by Donnarumma. He'll bounce back. England will bounce back, and we'll come back soon as well. After a summer break, but I wanted to read that in regards to what Arsenal have put out. So that's going to wrap it up there. Kieran, over to you to round it out, and you'll hear me again in time for the new season. But I wanted to read that message from Arsenal. Bukayo Saka, 19-year-old kid. The pressure was on. Donnarumma won the Euro 2020 for the Italians by saving the penalty. But he's going to bounce back strong, and I've gone from devastation to pride in Bukayo and in the English side as well. To be honest, for going as far as we have, the future's certainly bright. John Kane hit the nail on the head.
Thank you very much, Mike Hardiman. I'm actually going to echo the tweet you've said, because I've just had a quick look, and Wolves have also put a tweet out for our main man, Conor Cody. These are their exact words. We couldn't wish for a better representative of our club and country on the international stage. The whole of Wolves and Wolverhampton are proud of your achievements, Conor. So He's only, like I said before, he's only the 6th Wolves player to represent his country and only the 5th on an international stage, and only the 2nd to represent England in a cup final. The last one being in 1966 when it was Mr. Ron Flowers in that England starting lineup. So that's a big achievement for Conor Coady. He may not have kicked a ball, but he's represented our club at England, something that's very difficult for a Wolves player to get on there, as the last one was Matt Jarvis in a friendly. But fantastic work from Conor Coady. But that's it from me in talking about Wolves for a bit.
Kieran, I've just got one thing from Leeds, which Leeds about regarding Calvin Phillips, the issue Mike have read about Wolves and Arsenal players.
Go for it.
Leeds United have tweeted out and put on Facebook as well. Hold your head up high, Calvin. You've done the nation proud, and you've also done Granny Val proud as well, mate. Well done.
John, anything from Spurs? I was going to say anything from Spurs.
No, nothing from. I haven't looked at the Spurs thing, but I just want to remind everyone and all our viewers that we love football, and football is a beautiful game, and the joy that we had to get to the final is absolutely beautiful. It's a fantastic run, but let's not ruin that name and ruin our English name. Sadly, I've seen a couple of racist tweets on Bukayo Saka, which is disgusting, and I've also seen a couple of videos of Italian fans being beaten up outside the ground, which is being filmed, and it's on social media, sadly. And I really hope we don't crucify the Italian fans for being Italian and they won the title, and not to crucify our players for missing penalties, regardless of who they are or anything like that. Let's just keep it. Let's just be nice to everyone. You know, as we've known in the last year, the pandemic has put a lot over us. So let's be together in this and not start sending racist comments to Saka or anyone else for that matter.
Yeah, 100% agree with that as well, John. Of course, football is a beautiful sport. It's a beautiful game. So let's keep it that way. Let's keep the violence out. You know, yes, there's going to be emotion. Yes, there's going to be frustration. There's going to be disappointment. But that's what, you know, Gareth Southgate's job is now, to get them right for the World Cup. And, you know, you hit the nail on the head in regards to the pandemic as well. You know, the lives were lost, and we've gone through a horrible 18 months, almost 2 years, coming up the end of that as well now. You know, it would have been nice to come out on a high, but remember, you know, England have certainly still given people a lot to cheer nonetheless. Yes, football's going to Rome and not coming home, but Gareth Southgate and his men, we're all proud of you. Every single one of you.
Yes, and I just want to echo what Brad Dix has put in the chat as well. He says, people, stay safe. Apparently, I've seen this as well on social media, apparently violence is already happening in London. So any people in London tonight, please be safe, and please be safe tonight.
That's the behaviour that we don't want to see, sadly, and like there's so many of them on Twitter at the moment. It's just disgusting. It should not be about that. It should be about enjoying the moment. I certainly enjoyed the thought of football coming home. I know it didn't in the end, but it was a beautiful feeling, wasn't it? Let's keep that feeling going for the next tournament.
Certainly, thank you very much, John. Right, it is time to wrap it out. I'm just going to echo my thanks for sticking with us for the last 4 hours and 20 minutes. Thanks to Mike and JB for their fantastic commentary. JK, well done on your Arabic commentary as well. Russ, thanks for joining us at the start of the game, half-time and full time. I'm going to echo our congratulations again to Italy. Well done on winning Euro 2020. Commiserations to England. Full time, Italy won, England won. Couldn't be separated after extra time. Went to penalties. England bottled it, and it ended Italy 3, England 2 on penalties. So congratulations to Italy. That is it from the TC Hub for the moment. We have got bigger and better things coming as the summer progresses. We won't just be doing football anymore, but we will. We're keeping that under wraps. But you will see. Keep an eye on the socials for everything that is going to be coming out on there. Thanks to everyone that's, like I've said, Russ and Mike said, thanks to everyone who's commentated, who's joined us, who's sat and listened to us rather than the pundits on like BBC and ITV. Thanks very much for joining us. I think there's only one song to be able to play us out, and I think it's a bit of Oasis with Wonderwall. So I'm now going to shut up. It's been a fantastic evening. It's a shame we didn't win, but Italy are your European champions. We go again in a year's time in Qatar. But from me here at the TC Hub, I'm signing off for the last time until the start of the new season. We'll see you in August.
Cheers, everyone. Thanks a lot.
See you later, guys.